I was listening to this Dynamite the other day, and it said we're living in a house full of podcasts. Now, here's what's going on. Marie sees this movie first of the four of us. She texts us, oh my God, you guys. The big monologue in the movie, the monologue that provides the title for the film, already has the word podcast in it.
Correct.
Ben and I go see the movie like a couple nights later. That line comes up. Ben like slaps himself in the face. He like face palms, right?
It's not. If you're gonna do the Leo pointing meme, the title,
which I did. I did my part.
Don't do it after one. You've already had the title of the movie appear.
Yeah,
and then two. You've named the third chapter of your movie that as well and had that title appear.
Sure. And by the way,
it just kind of felt like it just was like, and by the way, the metaphor is we've built a house full of dynamite. I heard that on a podcast.
I was trying to do, and you just did it well, the Idris Elba thing where it's like 95% perfect American accent.
I think he has had better American accents in the past, but always what you're describing where it's like, some vowels are escaping. Some vowels are out of the pen.
Yeah, some Sam Worthington.
Can't babe the sheep pig. Let's get these vowels back in. I wasn't sure what was going on. He kind of sounded British to me the whole time. I was really confused.
Forgot that he was the president.
We're gonna talk about all this.
I forgot. I like saw that he was in the movie.
Oh, you forgot that he was going to be in the movie.
I forgot that he was going to be in the movie.
Oh, well, then
so
they
the
got
whole time, I'm like, well, who's the president? I'm
who's
excited
the president?
That's what
for
they
the
want.
reveal. And I saw this movie at Nighthawk, so I was like writing things down on my little order cards. And one of the things was like, what he sounds like Cuomo. Like he's got like
you were writing them down for your husband, I assume, who you saw the movie with?
Yeah, and I'm like, is it going to be like sometimes he sounds a little Trumpy, sometimes he sounds like Cuomo. There's definitely like a New York accent. There was just like too much going on, and then when they had the Idris reveal, I was like,
I mean,
okay.
He's plausible casting as a president.
We're going to talk about it. There's a lot.
You keep saying we're going to talk about things. What are we going to do right now?
Because I have to finish my setup.
All right,
you're right.
So you built a house for yourself.
Ben's like, no. We go see this movie also at Nighthawk. By the way, Marie, I thought what you were going to say is Nighthawk Dine-In Theater. You on the little order card wrote down who is playing the president and asked the server to answer.
Well, you know what I did write down for the server?
What?
There was a guy in front of me who was vaping.
Fuck this.
He lets out a fucking cloud of smoke in the middle of the movie, and I'm like, I'm sorry. This is a civilized theater. We don't do that here.
This is not a house full of dynamite.
Right.
This happened to me on the subway yesterday, and I sat down, woman next to me takes out a vape pen. The moment I sit down, blows a puff of smoke. I'm like, sorry, other side of the car. I am not sitting next to you.
I don't approve. I don't vape anymore.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I know at one time I did, and I would vape in studio, and I've learned my lesson.
You're squeaky clean, Benny.
Yes.
You vaped in this studio?
No, when we used to record at the Audio Boom studios, I occasionally would take a quick little puff.
That was a little fuck the man. Now you're the man. Who are you fucking if you vape in the studio?
That's true.
This line comes up. We go see the movie Truck Torrance.
Yeah.
Great artist.
Friend of the show.
Man behind 100% Soft. Was in town for New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
And Alan Smithy.
Yes.
Anonymous editor of Blank Check.
Correct.
And the four of us are talking after the movie. And I think Truck is like, well, makes your life easy. The quote's just there, right? And I was like, I think I want to flip the word dynamite and podcast in the quote. Because for the first time we have a quote with podcast in it, is it funny to overdo the bit? And then Alan Smithy was like, you should just say the word podcast 15 times. And I was like, let me find the exact quote and then I'll do it. There is no way to find the exact quote. We saw this in theaters.
No one's writing
It's
down
not on
these
Netflix
quotes.
yet.
No, not yet.
We don't have a screener link.
No.
I was just like, I only remember the one sentence. I think I got it right. But also, the 3 times
You didn't get it exact, but who cares?
House of Dynamite as title Chiron, line in movie, and title of film are worded 3 different ways.
It's true.
It's House Full of Dynamite.
I think that's the chapter heading. Right, exactly.
Right.
It's just
Filled with Dynamite is one time, I think.
But you can't say, in my opinion, you can't actually do whatever you want.
I can do whatever
we
I
live
want.
in a free country. But
for the time being.
right.
Maybe not by the time this episode comes out.
We live in a free country. Kind of
15 asterisks. Yeah.
But I don't think your movie can have someone say the title and preface it with, I heard this on a podcast.
My God.
Like, and then it's like, and what's the character president of the United States? And I'm like,
I work for a podcast and I was so embarrassed.
No,
I felt so
I feel
ashamed.
this way anytime a podcast comes up in any movie. I
like
immediately knock it a star.
Right.
And maybe it's self-loathing. This is a room. Thank God for podcasts. They saved our lives.
Of course, I
right?
like podcasts.
But the second movies give any weight to podcasts, I'm like, this movie's done.
Well, especially because he's a fucking politician. He's the goddamn president.
He's the goddamn
president.
Why is he listening to podcasts?
We are saying this in the week
Obama
that
ends
Obama
WTF.
concludes WTF.
Again, not by that he's listening to podcasts. Of course he's listening to podcasts.
We can debate, like, sure, should Obama be doing something different with his post-presidency? Fine.
Yeah, you should go on Theo Von.
I'm more just saying, yeah, you should go on and be like, what's the matter with you? What if
Fuck,
Obama just
shut
went
the
on all
fuck up.
No, he's just like, what's the matter with you?
Yeah.
Well,
he just said that over and over
something's
again.
going on
Bad
with him
father?
right now, isn't
What's
there?
your deal?
Theo, he's got, okay, we'll
let's not wade into all this, and we'll introduce our show in a second.
Okay, Obama should go on Joe Rogan.
It's just that the guy's literally being asked, like, hey, so what amount of nukes should we fight? And he's like,
literally ticking.
Should we fire? And he's like, yeah, so I heard something on a podcast once. I would be like, let's table that until we're in fucking Fort, apocalypse.
We got less than 5 minutes going on. I don't want you quoting any podcast, no? Here is what does exist on the quotes page for A House of Dynamite, the new film from Kathryn Bigelow.
Our first in 6 years, I believe,
7.
right? 7? Okay.
I think Detroit was 2018. I believe so.
I believe. I mean, you could tell me anything. Here, big
think it was
news.
2017.
Griffin, it was 2017.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
So it's been 8 years.
8 years.
Here's what's on the quotes page. SAIC Ken Cho. And then in brackets, talking to Lieutenant Commander Robert Reeves, the carrier of, quote unquote, the football that holds the nuclear launch codes, and about how many presidents he's worked for, and about the current serving president portrayed by Idris Elba. End of brackets. I've worked for 3. They're all narcissists. At least this one reads the newspaper. None of that context necessary. Who is the lunatic who adds that to IMDb?
I don't know.
But they didn't add the line I was looking for. Look, this is Blank Check with Griffin and David. I am Griffin.
I'm David. That's not the kind of rapid response the president should
Hello,
be.
it's Ben Hosley.
Hello, Ben.
And I'm Commander Lieutenant Marie Barty Salinas.
There we fucking
It'd be kind of
go.
more Lieutenant Commander.
I don't know.
My hands are up.
Democratic Party Barty.
Well,
Although this movie doesn't pick sides.
Doesn't pick sides. I'm technically a registered Democrat in New York because you kind of have to be in order to vote for the local primaries. But
I'm not pegging you as a Democrat.
Okay.
I'm just trying to come with an analog for this movie.
Thank you.
You're part of the machine, the Democrat machine.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm kidding.
How dare
8
you?
years ago, we covered Kathryn Bigelow on this podcast, tied into the release of Detroit, which seemed like a very exciting new movie. That was one of the cases where we put someone on the schedule
You know what?
saying,
You're right.
and it will line up perfectly.
Right. We hadn't discussed a lot of women on the show. She had obvious blank check films in her.
Absolutely.
And she was coming off of a, double Best Picture, contender type movies. Yeah.
And Zero Dark was a big hit.
Zero Dark had also made money.
Had made a lot of money. And you were like, she's in a real prime position. And people were excited about the trailers for that movie. And then just kind of like immediate belly flop. We had our friends from Black Man Can't Jump in Hollywood on. We were just sort of like, this thing just doesn't work. Feels like Kathryn Bigelow needs a reset. She's done these 3 Mark Boal movies in a row, and something needs to reset. And instead, just fucking 8-year hiatus.
Yeah.
I was talking to someone the other night who was like, well, what has she made since Detroit? And I was like, nothing. And he was like, what happened in that time? And I was trying to remember. We can go into some of it. There's like an HBO series that she shoots the pilot. It doesn't happen.
Sure.
She was announced to direct Triple Frontier.
That was obviously a sort of long gestating,
There were a couple of those, though. There were a couple. Here's a hot script. Bigelow attached with 3 big names. It's set up at a studio. Budget disagreement. She drops off. Another year goes by without a Bigelow.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Triple Frontier was announced after Hurt Locker.
Insane.
She decides to go Zero Dark 30. Post that, she continues to court it, but then decides she's going to make a Bo Bergdahl movie,
right?
Which never happened.
Right,
and
why
do I know that? Who was that?
Serial season 2.
He's the guy who wandered off his military base.
But that was
is that the jihadist or whatever? Am I thinking?
No.
I don't know.
The different series that
Yes.
New York Times Audio did.
Am I
Okay,
wrong
never
in
mind.
thinking that Serial
It was Serial season 2.
was basically using the material that Mark Boal had from interviewing to research for that movie?
I think so. I think there was a little bit of that.
Yeah. But this is that era where you're just like, maybe she needs to like stop working with Boal and like
this
switch.
guy. He was held by the Taliban for Okay, I remember this. Sorry.
She did Detroit instead.
Yeah.
But then COVID happened. She's getting older. She's in her 70s. It's not like I need Kathryn Bigelow to be pedal to the metal, but it is. Yeah, I mean, she did an Apple commercial.
You're right. Triple Frontier was 2010. She was going to do it with Tom Hanks and Johnny Depp. I also remember a version where Tom Hardy and Will Smith were attached.
I mean, it's a movie with a bunch of guys. A lot of guys could fit in it.
Miraculous Year was her HBO pilot, but that was also 2010. And she had a stacked cast, and it wasn't picked up. But you're right. There hasn't even been...
I think she's mostly just chilling.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what she's doing.
Netflix, she had a film called Aurora that was an adaptation of David Koepp's novel. I mean, it's even just like reading things like this. Of course, she was offered the first Andrew Garfield Amazing Spider-Man. She was offered Rise of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
She also Mogadishu, Minnesota. That was an HBO thing that sputtered. Yeah. Something
Tomb
called
Raider? The Vikander Tomb Raider?
Okay, you know what? Okay. All right, I have a bunch of things to say. One, I don't like. We've introduced the show, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, A House of Dynamite. I don't like the film, and I do feel like it is on the same track, a track I wish she'd left off of, right? And so, in theory, I want her to make Tomb Raider, right? Because I'm like, Kathryn, high octane action. You used to be the queen of this. Like, what happened? Like, let's do this again. Let's do something goofier. Let's do something more fun. But then, like, it is like, I guess the option is like, do you want to do Tomb Raider? Right? It's like you can't go and make probably an original giant scale action movie with ease. You can do Tomb Raider and try and, have fun with that.
Here's the thought I had like halfway through this movie. And you're right, that it'd be more depressing if we were just like, wait a second, Kathryn Bigelow directed Extraction 3?
Right.
And like, they're not even promoting her?
Right.
Here was the major thought I had. Up until this year, when the train came off the rails, I was excited by the direction Mission Impossible had gone in, being a Macquarie-driven franchise. But if we run an alternate history in which it remains a new director every time,
she would have been great.
I feel like we almost definitely would have gotten a Mission Impossible directed by Bigelow at some point in the 2010s.
At the very least, the call would have been made.
Yes.
I mean,
or a Bond, or like any of these things where you're like, can we at least give her like the Caviar franchises? As depressing as that is, maybe that's what she should have done in 2017. That's like, put me up for the most adult, sophisticated franchises.
Not to psychoanalyze her, but I don't think she wants to do that, right? She wants to do really serious stuff. It seems to be what interests her.
I liked, but I'm like, something like Bourne is the most serious version of a franchise movie. There are versions of this she can do.
But I mean, look, she tried to make a movie called Mogadishu, Minnesota about jihadi recruitment. I just feel like she's just like on this path of like, no, I want to do like docudrama stuff. I want to do stuff about right now, like,
then
what's happening in the
Here's my
world.
bigger take right off the bat. I say right off the bat, 15 minutes into an episode. I like this movie more than the three of you, while admitting it's pretty fucking wonky. It is also not a great film.
Also courted to direct a reboot of Planet of the Apes at one point.
I said that already.
Oh, sorry.
You said she was.
Raider and
you said she was. Was it Rise? Was that the reboot?
Rise
was the
first.
Reboot, the 2011.
The James Franco one.
It makes sense.
These were the things she was offered post Oscar.
Hurt Locker, right.
Right. There's that list that Deadline posted that I love to reference, where they said they have 4 candidates to take over Spider-Man. This is Sony's dream wish list. Pascal has hand-selected of who she thinks is up to the task of rebooting Spider-Man.
And that movie was 2012, so like early
but this is a
2009,
2010, 2011 announcement, right?
Yeah, so right after Hurt Locker.
The names were Kathryn Bigelow, David Fincher, who of course met on the 2002, on the first Raimi film, Wes Anderson.
What?
Who was kind of at like a bad career point, signed to new management, and they clearly were like
kind of like post Darjeeling, but no, Fantastic Fox.
Fantastic Mr. Fox flopped.
Yeah, but it was a good movie.
Yes, but Moonrise really did kind of like swing him back.
Him out. Yeah,
he got new reps, and there was this moment of like, is he going to director for hire? Can he not do his thing anymore? And then Moonrise was so much smaller budget, right? And then the fourth name on the list was Mark Webb. and they went with Mark Webb. Obviously,
Was that because his name was Webb?
I think that was a big part of it. And I think the other thing was the other three directors went, no fucking way.
Yeah, I mean, right. Is that like me saying, like, I'd like a 10-year, $400 million contract?
Right.
But, like, my actual desired salary is Mark Webb.
But look, you watch this movie, and I'm like, this is like kind of a gentleman's six to me. It has high highs.
Sure.
It's got some really dumb shit. I didn't find it not enjoyable to watch. I also didn't find it frustrating as much as its failings are annoying. If she waited 8 years and made this, I'm like, you could have made like an okay movie every 2 years.
This felt like a COVID movie.
This feels
which
like a
is
COVID
really
movie.
depressing.
This feels like her doing like a Netflix
2025.
series.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, if this is the level, if you weren't taking the time to really be like, it's got to be the right project, then like fart a couple of these out. I'll never complain about having one of these every 18 months on a streaming service. It feels really Netflix.
Is there like an interview with her, like where she explains, like, yeah, I just, wasn't that excited about anything, or I wonder, like, what.
It's also interesting to me that I feel like a lot of filmmakers who are getting older and we're in this like, am I retired? Do I really have that dog in me anymore? Do I want to hunt the big projects? In 2020, like flipped out. A lot of filmmakers talked about this. In 2020, they're like, fuck.
Right.
It could all end tomorrow. If I never get to make another movie again, what am I making? And then they like launched projects right out of 2021, Yeah. End of 2020. She still waited another like 5 years. It doesn't feel like this movie comes out of fuck, I'm tired of sitting around. I just got to do something.
So I'm reading an interview with her in Deadline.
That's what I'm reading right now too.
And she generated this project.
Yeah.
And she was like, who could I, like just the very basic idea of like, what does it look like if a nuclear bomb gets launched in America?
Mm-hmm.
And someone connected her with Noah Oppenheim, who of course has screenplay credits, to his name. Obviously, he wrote Jackie.
Yes.
He wrote what else?
A movie I like a tremendous amount, but it's also
I love Jackie.
very silly. David's making stinky.
I like that
face.
movie a lot. The script is dog shit. Everything else is good.
I'm
in
not
my
disagreeing
opinion.
with
No,
you.
I know.
None
I'm
of the
saying my
camera.
opinion of that script
It's a
by
deeply
Noah
silly movie.
Oppen. It's very silly.
Yeah.
He wrote 0 Day, which I think is sort of a House of Dynamite style TV show.
Like it's very similar.
Right?
To
I
this,
mean, I
right?
didn't watch it.
Don't people not like that?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course they don't like it.
Yeah, I'm seeing here that viewers called it bad.
Oh, out of 10. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like, it's so exemplified what Netflix is now, where they're like, we made a show. Robert De Niro, Jesse Plemons, Lucy Kaplan, Joan Allen, Connie Britton, Bill Camp is the president. It's like a huge fucking thing. We cost so much money, I assume, to make it. It's about all this shit. Right? There's like a terrorist attack or something.
Angela Bassett.
Right. And people
Dan
are like, oh, is it any good? And
Stevens.
they're like, no. It's bad. And you can't watch it. You'd fall asleep. No one will ever watch it. Robert De Niro will go on off menu to promote it.
Sat on a shelf for like 2 years.
Right.
Yeah.
So, like, he did that. He did Allegiant and the Maze Runner.
Of course.
That's weird. But, he has this news background.
Okay, 0 Day
And
is...
she calls him.
Excuse me, 0 Day is cyber terrorist countdown.
What if something happened?
But yes.
Yeah,
correct.
another what if something happened movie.
Yes.
And so she calls him and is like, you do the research or whatever.
Mhm.
Like, so what would that look like? And so she did commission this script basically from him.
If I got this script, lands on my desk, I read it, my immediate email back to Noah Oppenheim is like, hey, great start.
Yeah.
Here are
Great
10
research material,
pages
essentially.
of notes. There's stuff in this.
Griffin, you don't know. Maybe this was after years of edits and back and forth.
It's possible, but that's what this feels like. This feels like a decent first draft for something you could really
what I want to
disagree
know
on the
is,
decent. Yes.
is the structure of the film, is that something that was present from the beginning, or is that something when they were like, hey, actually we don't have if we don't want to show the effects of the bomb, we don't want to show it going off, and we also want to like plant you in media res, there really isn't that much we can do, so I guess we have to repeat it.
This is exactly what I want to say. I'll say it and then I'll be done. This movie, right, as you mentioned, does the same thing 3 times. It's showing you 18 minutes.
It resets the clock.
Somehow the movie's an hour 50 minutes, so I guess the 18 minutes is kind of stretched out. But right, you're seeing it this incident from 3 perspectives.
Yes.
You do not know.
But each perspective also kind of contains 4 or 5 perspectives within it. It's like
and
3 different.
And they overlap.
They overlap.
Yes. Yeah.
But the first act, you're seeing characters only on Zoom. The second act, you're in the office with them, whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. You don't know who launched the nuke.
Mhm.
And you don't know what happens when it hits.
Mhm.
As Marie says, you've stripped away basically all story, right?
Yeah.
Out of, I guess, necessity, because that would make it another movie. If it's a movie about we're at war with Russia, we're at war with North Korea, like that's a different movie, right? It's just about the agony of human decision making in this, like,
which is what I like about this movie, and the spurts of it that work for me are capturing that. But yes, it is a movie that doesn't really have a political axe to grind. It is more saying we live in a world where at any moment this could be activated. You know, we're sitting in a house full of dynamite.
Here's this movie's take. That would be hard. That's it.
Yeah.
That, my friend, is a New Yorker article,
it's
not a particularly good one.
Yeah.
That is just not enough.
Here's the
and
other
I was
thing.
arguing with someone I work with who works in national security stuff, and was like, oh, it's so realistic, it's so good. And it's about how hard those decisions would be to make. I'm like, that's fine. I can read about that. I don't need to see Idris Elba going, what fucking bangers and mash, what should I pick?
Yeah, it is weird that he keeps ordering bangers and mash at a cricket game.
Fucking hell. Yeah, quick cricket. He's just the most British guy. This is Greg, sausage roll. Should I do, option 18 and 19, mate?
You're starting to sound more like Ozzy Osbourne.
Fucking remote, mate.
Sharon!
I have a third child who's not in this show. You ever think about that?
It is
3 kids, only 2 of them are in the show.
I'm watching this movie, and it was like first wave of response out of Venice was Bigelow's back, right?
At a Venice of
a very
confusing
strange Venice.
like a mirror verse Venice. Everything that was like there kind of faltered out of Venice. Everything that wasn't like there is kind of, had a bounce back after it. It's so weird.
You were recently on The Big Picture and talked about the flop fall that we're living through.
Yeah. The festival season has been very odd and aberrant.
Like a calamitous festival season. But I also feel like every first wave of responses I've heard for a movie, the second wave is the exact opposite, and the third wave evens out to like there's been this weird.
Yeah, that's true. It arrives fully cooked on your plate, and everyone's like, I don't know, C+. It was okay.
But I was hearing Hamnet doesn't have the juice, and then I was hearing Hamnet's knocking people out, and then people are like,
BP,
Hamnet's okay. Everything's leveling out to okay.
Jay Kelly is like, oh my god, embarrassing disaster, and then
great movie.
The first wave I heard was Sims and 10 other people telling me it
but then that movie debuted in Venice, partly because that's where Netflix debuts its movie, but partly because it does have scenes in Italy.
Yes.
And I imagine they were like, this rocks. It's set in Italy. And
it's a movie star in Italy. Let's bring a movie star to Italy.
American movie star, debut that movie in America. Whatever. Nobody listens to me.
I really liked what you said on.
You said
that
basically that verbatim on this pick, which is
just ask, what do you think? And I'll be like, Tiff.
Yeah, no, I love this idea of you just being like some sort of Wizard of Oz type figure behind a curtain.
I'm like, yep, sounds like Tiff. See you later. I just, I'm just running.
It did feel like things
on a track.
Were underwhelming at Venice.
For Sims.
And 2 of the only things that came out with really positive responses were No Other Choice.
The Park Chan-wook film, which we will cover on this podcast. We will cover soon. I think in the new year. Yeah.
Yes, and House of Dynamite, there was a sense of relief of it's not a masterpiece, but this thing's really gripping.
Everyone was basically like, it's it does what it's trying to do.
Yeah,
it's tense, it's thrilling, it's
Welcome
about
back,
something
Kathryn.
real. Right,
We've
exactly.
missed you.
And this movie has been sort of ensconced on all the best picture prediction lists, right?
And then the second wave of responses is this thing really fucking dumb? We start hearing that from a lot of
I started hearing people are laughing. And I'm like, wait, I thought it was a incredibly tense film about
ripping out their armrests.
Nuclear war. And I was like, getting texts my screening erupted in laughter at the end.
Look,
did your screening?
Yes.
We had the vape guy.
Yeah.
How do you know? This Cape Fear guy, he was like,
No, he didn't laugh when the movie cut to black at the end. Are you fucking kidding me?
Here's my impression of what happened when the
vape
movie
guy
ended.
bars from Vape Guy.
Directed by Kathryn Bigelow
Yeah.
comes up, and here's my impression of the sound we heard. It was a collective.
So wait, there was like an 80s comedian there, like in front of a brick wall?
we saw the smallest screen at Nighthawk, but it was pretty packed.
Right,
on a Sunday night.
But it is very much obviously just sort of been wedged into some theaters by Netflix in their usual way.
I mean,
no
it was
fanfare.
It was packed, and it was basically the smallest movie.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like 20
theater,
seats. Yeah.
But I will say, like, they have it playing simultaneously. This is very New York, but playing simultaneously at the Nighthawk, Angelica, and at Paris.
The Paris
That's
Theater,
a
which
little more than they usually.
It's a little bit more. I saw it at the Angelica.
Yes, and the movie,
I wanted those realistic subway rumbles to convey stress.
Did it add to the experience?
Of course.
Yeah.
the movie
Makes me
ends.
falling asleep.
And there was this collective, every person in the theater had to go through all 3 stages of grieving, which is
That's
laughing,
it. That's
booing,
it.
and scoffing.
Yeah, right. All at once. All in one noise.
Whew.
Yeah.
It was like so weird. And I'm watching it and I'm like, okay, Bigelow is kind of a person with high highs and lows. She doesn't have much of a middle tier. She's got a good amount of masterpieces,
That's a
in my
good
opinion.
point. There's not a lot of like, it's just okays from
And
her.
I was like, this is one of her only It's Just Okays, and I'm just happy that she's back. The ending happens, directed by Kathryn Bigelow, comes
Right.
up. I'm like, that immediately just went down from like 3.5 to 3 for me, and I'm being generous. I feel like for most
you're
people,
being a little generous.
it goes from 3 to
Now,
2.5 or lower.
I guess here's my question, because this is the debate I had, and we can just get right to it,
Yeah.
because why not? What is the ending we want, right? Because I was debating this with my coworker, and I'm like, I understand that there's no good ending here.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a fucking nuclear war movie. Like, what are you gonna do?
Mhm.
I would like to see the film melt.
Okay, that's all.
And just
folk style.
disintegrate.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Ooh, that's cool. That's kind of like that postmodern,
Metatextual.
metatextual.
And then the gremlins, you see their shadows in the projection booth, and they're making
It was them all
bunnies with their
along. They
fingers.
launched it.
And then the Hulkster comes up.
Because this is what I'm saying. You've stripped out again.
Yeah.
Where did this come from? What's it leading
I
to?
th-
So
yeah.
I don't know what
I
your
think,
ending can be.
I think
Gremlins.
they should just repeat the ending of Oppenheimer. Just
Okay.
put it in there.
Just like literally cut to Cillian Murphy.
Yes.
And they're like, see, this is what he was worried about.
yes.
Okay, I want to add to my idea. Then a pinata comes down. We are handed bats, and we all
Okay.
smash
It's just like audience
the movie.
work your
Oh,
frustration
the
here.
pinata is the poster for House of Dynamite.
Or it's like the film canister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
How about this? The movie ends with James Cameron direct address to camera and being like, this represents the cowardice of American filmmakers
She brings in
showing
JC.
the after effects.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait,
Right.
speaking of, guys, I'm going to Hiroshima this month. Did you guys know that?
I love how she's segueing to this now.
Just the tone in which
Speaking
you
of,
said
by the
that,
way, guys,
Marie.
You're going on vacation, Marie, on honeymoon.
Ben and
You're
I
going
are
on
both
honeymoon.
we're both going on separate honeymoons to separate destinations
This
with
is fair.
separate spouses at the same time.
It
Yeah.
would be
Imagine if
weird
we
if you were
switched.
going
That'd be crazy.
right
That would
all
be so
together,
weird.
or, right,
Freaky
or with each other.
Fridays,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're
Me
going
and
to
David
Japan.
would have a blast.
Yeah. I mean,
Not me, to be clear. Marie's husband.
yeah, my
He's
husband,
much more
who's
fun
also
than me.
named.
Right.
Oh, you're
Oh,
fine.
okay. All right. I'm pretty fun.
But no, I'm going to Japan. Ben's going to Italy.
We love it.
Yeah.
Classic places to go.
But we just booked a 1 day or 1 night, 2 day
Sure.
little excursion to Hiroshima to go visit the memorial and the museum.
You did
It's a
just,
lovely city. I'm
you
told.
made that transition. It's like, oh, that reminds me. You know where we're going? And I thought you were going to say Tokyo Disney Sea. It was that
No.
level of excitement. I understand that you and your husband love history.
We do love history. And I am like, I was very disappointed in this movie because I am fascinated by like
Yeah.
the what
sure.
if, similarly to Kathryn Bigelow. I'm very fascinated by the what ifs of nuclear war.
I think when this movie works, for me, it weirdly works better at like giving us kind of interesting character glimpses than really outlining for you exactly how this would go down.
Right.
Like it does feel like it's lacking in even some of the like brass tacks, like hard details of a Zero Dark 30.
It is because I think this is such a brief thing in a way
Yes.
that there's actually only so much detail.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I think there's stretches of it where I'm like, I'm actually enjoying watching this through this character's perspective. This performance works. I'm getting a little glimpse of their struggle. In terms of the ending, the problem with the ending is you're watching it and you're going like, how the fuck is she gonna end this thing? And the ending feels like an actual like admission of defeat. Like the ending of the movie feels like, I don't know, I got nothing.
It kind of feels, you're right. Yeah, like, sorry, we didn't come up with an ending.
Because just full spoilers for people. This movie has these 3 acts,
We're
right?
spoiling the film.
And every time where you're getting to like 1 second left on the countdown, it cuts to black. There's a sustained like black, and then new title card comes up and we reset the clock, right? And in the 3rd act, we're with the president in the back of his fucking SUV. And the second countdown happens. We cut to black, and I go like, so what's she gonna do now? Finally, the 3 timelines, right? We end on the president. What do you do here? And then it gives us like 4 random like images, like a soldier like kneeling, you know?
Well, people running to the bunker.
Right. You get stuff like that where you're like, oh, fuck, something's happening. And then it's like directed by Kathryn Bigelow. There's like 15 seconds of like MOS footage of characters we don't know reacting to something. And I'm like, the movie actually is better if when it cuts to black at the end of Idris Elba, the credit comes up there. It's worse to even give us 15 seconds of something else.
Sure.
And have those 15 seconds be like, I don't know.
You know what I even would have preferred?
What?
Like just a giant wall of text.
Sure.
At the
This
end,
is
giving,
a thing.
Yeah.
This
like
is what I was
some
going for
context.
with this movie.
But I'm like, if you don't have
Or
anything.
no, just like, hey,
I
this
know.
is like, you know,
This is just one
this
scenario.
is one scenario.
Yeah.
If you want, you know, we need to focus on nuclear disarmament, like some sort of like, I don't know, just
Yeah, it doesn't sound
It
great.
just says
though.
we're fucked.
we're fucked. I don't know, just some sort of like,
It's
I
just,
don't know.
it's
It's
just
just
weird.
whatever it is now is bad.
when they come back up from the black, I'm like, oh, so there's like a bonus act. They're gonna do some kind of Fallout thing.
David,
Sorry,
what
guys,
sound
I'm
is
in,
that?
I'm in Gettysburg right now, so
Oh.
you might be hearing that on the audio.
I love that. I love that.
That's the other thing. You
I'm
watch
at
that.
Gettysburg.
Okay, why?
Well, it's history. Happened
Okay, so
there.
does North Korea have nuclear capabilities?
Yeah, some maybe good, maybe medium.
You're like, should this just be a fucking series where there's a whole Greta Lee episode or something?
Well, but now you're talking about what I don't like, of course.
There would be stretching it out more when there's
Right.
less. I
Yeah,
mean,
God, every fucking episode is the same 20 minutes.
But
Look,
then I'm like, do you get to focus on the characters more if each segment isn't loading in like 15 perspectives?
here, well, let me do a great impression of a character in House of Dynamite right now. Say there's a nuclear bomb
there's a
coming to
nuclear
Chicago.
bomb. It's going to Chicago.
I have a family member who lives possibly in Chicago. Maybe not.
Or I have a pregnant person.
Right. No, but just every song, someone's like, well, I also have. I'm like, yeah, everyone's got fuck. This
Yeah.
is very bad. Yes, everyone would be stressed
Can I
out.
ask a question?
What if there's
Please.
one guy who's like, who cares? I ain't got no family.
I hate my family. I'm kind of a lone wolf. Can't tie me down.
Why is Angel Reese in this movie?
Because that to me felt like oh yeah, remember when Bush was like teaching a classroom of children on 9/11?
Right. What would the president plausibly be doing during
Yeah.
some crisis?
But when she actually fucking showed up in the movie, I started laughing.
Is
I was-
Jason Clarke in this movie by law? Is every movie like this just require? I know, obviously, she's directed him before and Zero Dark 30, but just it's like
Would we-
Jason. Where's Jason Clarke? It's like
a
he has
punch
to play
card.
somebody.
It's a
Yeah.
punch
We
card.
say
He's one away from a free sandwich.
Would we say he's getting like cucked by employees at his job because he doesn't really do anything?
He certainly
The
is not.
bunker.
Quite, yeah.
He
Oh,
gets to be in the
wins.
bunker, but
Nice.
then he had.
We're at DEFCON 4.
Oh, fuck.
Shit.
Do we have to reset the episode? Do we have to go back? You were asking about, Angel Reese. They never named the president in this. There is this scene where he shows up to like do a meet and greet with children, right?
Mhm.
And the Jumbotron says like Angel Reese in big letters above the court. And I was like, oh, Angel Reese is a cool name for a president because I didn't know this was a real athlete. And I thought they were
Griffin,
saying,
Why don't you care about women's sports?
excuse me, I went to a Liberty game.
Congratulations.
Griffin talks about this like he climbed Mount Kilimanjaro.
Because if you're like the percentage,
He lives, not to dox him, within walking distance of where they play
the
basketball. It's a longer
percentage
walk.
of live sporting events I have been to in the last 20 years, going to one WNBA game makes a pretty big slice.
You went to a Mets game last season, and I know you've been to some Paris basketball games because your brother works there.
I really enjoyed how on the True Grit episode you were able to participate in the conversation about basketball.
Yeah.
Has that episode come out yet?
Good question.
Yes, by the time this episode
just came out. Right, yeah.
I got into the Brooklyn Cyclones, the Mets minor league team, because they do theme nights. So I went to Seinfeld night and Hot Dog Day.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, missed Toy Story Day, but did get some of the merch.
Right, for a markup on eBay.
Who's Angel Reese? I don't know anything about anything.
Angel Reese is probably like the second biggest star in the NBA.
Active?
No, I would disagree with that.
Oh.
Excuse me. Everyone relax. Obviously, the most famous WNBA player is Caitlin Clark because of her national fame.
Even I know
I think Angel Reese
Wilson
is
let's not disrespect the MVP.
I'm not saying that that she's like the best player. I'm just saying in terms of like people
she's very
see
famous.
in my feeds popping up with endorsement deals, and
because Angel Reese is also very, very big in college, much like Caitlin Clark. They were rivals.
Yes.
They still have a rivalry.
She plays a bird magic kind of thing going on.
Well,
maybe?
Yeah, but the Angels team sucks.
Okay, that makes it
unfortunately. Tough. She kind of motherfucked her team this year. Like publicly, she was like, "My team sucks. I don't like the players I play with." I think she soft pedaled it only slightly more than the way I'm putting it right now. So she's working it out where her future lies, whether she leaves the team or gets better player. I don't know. But she's a famous player.
Do you know that Angel Reese was born after the first Raimi Spider-Man came out to keep using that as a demarcation in time?
As a fan of pro sports.
Doesn't surprise
It's one of those things where I'm like, where it's like
602.
LeBron James is like a year older than me. I think I said this on an episode. Or
LeBron's older than you?
I think he's a year older than me.
Oh yeah, because I guess he's like my husband's age.
Right. I think he was born in either late 84 or early December 30th, 1984. And like in the NBA, people are like, a medical marvel. He walks the court. This man wizened a skeleton practically. I'm like, right, he's my age.
Yes.
And like there are guys who are like 29 where guys like getting a little long in the tooth. Veteran, and I'm like, right, that's just, I'm only going to get older.
We did George Lucas talk show recently with Chloe Trost and Emil Wakim, former SNL cast members, both lovely people, incredibly funny people.
Yeah.
And at some point we got into Connor as George was interrogating them about their relationship to Star Wars and what age they were when they came out. And we realized Chloe was born in 97 and Emil was born in 98. And I was like, and they've already been fired from SNL. That was the part that flipped me out, was I was like, you're under 30 and you're already like in your post SNL career.
Well, they've got the new, cat, right? Like the Veronica. All right, she was 95.
Yeah. Baby Gonzo, Baby Fosse.
All right, Jane Wickline was born in 99. That is cutting it close.
Has SNL had a single cast member?
That was my question. 2000s.
Yeah.
All right, Tommy Brennan, 94.
Because I want to say...
Jeremy Colhane, 92. Fucking ancient. Get out of here, old ass.
Cam Patterson, I want to say...
He's young. I mean, that kid's young, right?
Is he born post-millennium? Post-millennium?
April 10th, 1999. Phew! Whew! Thank God. He witnessed 9/11. Like, I have coworkers. I've said, like, my coworker Rose, I love her to death. She's a grown person. She writes for The Atlantic.
The 9/11
and I said to her,
is really tough.
I said to her, like, were you born after 9/11? She was like, no. I was in a crib. And I'm like, oh my God.
Okay, by the skin of your teeth.
Oh, Jesus. Ashley Padilla. Oh, no year listed for her. It's a mysterious.
Do you know that Ashley Padilla was Diane Keaton's personal assistant for many years?
Aww.
And she co-wrote a book with her.
Oh.
She had some very touching tribute posts.
Nice.
We have so much to say about
R.I.P. Diane Keaton. No, we don't. Be funny if Diane Keaton in like classic Diane Keaton wear. R.I.P. to her. This was her swan song. That the Zoom screen is black for and then the third act is her with like a big hat, being like, I don't know what to do.
She would have been an incredible president.
Idris Elba feels a little Route One. It's like, very, very handsome, esteemed. Okay, yeah, sure. But what about like who's like a weirdo we could put in there?
Bobcat
Goldthwait. Like who's the president? You could have anybody.
Wait, they actually showed a trailer for oh my God, what's a Bobcat movie about horses?
There's a Bobcat. Hot for Trot.
Yeah,
because they're screening that soon.
They showed that trailer at Nighthawk.
I believe it's
House
Hot 2 Trot. You're right. Hot 2 Trot.
That is the infamous talking horse movie that my father always uses as an example of how to not structure your career.
Dabney's in there.
And John Candy's the voice of the
I think
horse.
so. I just love in
Yeah.
the 80s where they're like, who should play the boss? I'm kidding. I already called Dabney Coleman. He's already on his
You're
way.
like, Dabney quietly was like the fucking Samuel Jackson of the box office in the
exactly.
80s.
He was reliable.
Yeah.
They try to make their pre-shows at Nighthawk specific to the movie they're playing. They did not do that for House of Dynamite.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Some bummer shit?
So,
You gonna just play a podcast?
So the fucking Hot for Trot trailer starts playing, and my husband's like, wait,
That's a
what
weird
is this
thing.
movie about? Like, is there going to be a horse?
Here's an
Is Bobcat in House of Dynamite?
Are these spoilers? Here's a question for the group. I
Okay.
want to hear each of you weigh in on who you think delivers the best performance in this movie.
Oh, good question.
Right? Because there are
I
good
think-
performances in this, but there's not an obvious MVP.
I don't think there are good performances
I
in this.
think-
I
I
think
don't
there
think
are
there are
perfectly
Great
I-
performances. I think
It's
they're good
probably
performances.
Rebecca.
Well, I think Rebecca's my personal
Tracy.
favorite, but I also feel like people like Rebecca and Tracy could do this shit in their sleep.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't. Right, I don't.
I'm
feel
gonna
like
I
they're
don't
say
think-
I'm gonna say let's go.
What about Greta Lee? Sorry.
Well, let's go. What?
I'm gonna say let's go.
Oh, let's get out of here.
LETTS.
Let's
That's
go
why
Mets.
I tried to start the applaud.
Let's
Thank you.
Let's go,
Go
Mets.
Mets.
Let's go.
Go Mets.
Let's-
Let's go Mets. Actually, good
Let's
point.
go Mets.
This
If everyone else in this film cares about like their pregnant spouse, their child, their mom, but Tracy Letts cares about Francesco Lindor.
He does shout out Francisco Lindor in what was undoubtedly my favorite part of the movie, which is funny because Tracy Letts was on The Big Picture
Yeah.
and motherfucked the Mets quite loudly to the point that I got kind of annoyed.
how great would it be if in this movie they
It
went
sounded
like,
like texting Sean being like, Tracy Letts is a completely exaggerated idea of the 80s Mets. Go ahead, yes.
it's heading towards Chicago, and they just push in on Tracy Letts, and he goes, I have a basement in Chicago with 20,000 Blu-rays.
If we take my steelbooks and put them all around Chicago in a sort of dome, perhaps we can protect the city.
Kino Lorber first run with slipcovers. Arrow LE with booklets. I think Gabriel Basso's really good in this movie.
Oh, okay. This
JD
is
Vance?
Jake.
Yeah, it really surprised me.
You know what?
He's totally
He's totally solid, but I thought he was like kind of the heart
I
of
am
this.
not familiar with his work because I did not see
Hillbilly Elegy.
Hillbilly
Oh,
Elegy.
you didn't want to check it out?
I wasn't interested
weren't
in
rushing
that.
to that
I wasn't rushing to see it.
He had his
Picture
first
this.
wave.
COVID-19 has swept America. JD Vance biopic bubbles up on Netflix.
Yeah.
He was in Super 8 though, and he
And-
was
and Kings of
Yeah,
Summer.
I don't,
He had his
I
like
don't remember that
little
movie
boy
at
phase.
all.
cute, kind of like puppy fat kid,
And then
cutie pie.
Night Agent is his Netflix show that's a hit that I will
Right,
never watch.
that's
Is that
what
the
he
one with Tom
is.
Hiddleston?
No, that's the night manager.
Yes.
Okay. Well,
What if there was a night manager?
This is a newish show.
It's been on Netflix for 2 seasons.
Created
and I
by
think
Sean Ryan?
a third
Yes.
is coming. It's Sean Ryan, the Shield, and the Unit, and all those shows.
I remembered him as a
Terriers.
Super 8 kid. Then it's like he's JD Vance and the new Ron Howard.
Now is that like a
Oscar
Toys
bait.
R Us kid? A
Yeah.
Super 8 kid?
I want to be a Super 8 kid. And then you're right, the JD Vance thing becomes like a fucking albatross around his
Right.
neck. And I like Night Agent's a hit, and I kept hearing people being like, he's good. And I'm like, I don't know. I immediately locked into what he was doing in this film.
I think he's pretty good. Yeah.
I don't.
I wasn't as pumped up about this.
I don't
yeah.
know if it's a performance thing. I thought I just kept his character
Mhm.
stuck with me.
Agreed.
Mostly because I'm like, oh my God, he like the one person who kind of knows what's going on in our government is like a millennial
Here's what I also think he
named
plays
Jake.
very well. This guy's fresh enough and passionate enough. He's not been burnt down and jaded by all of this, right? That he's kind of the sharpest tool in the drawer here in terms of how to address and analyze this problem. And you can tell that he's been like prepping his entire life for this moment. And yet he's having the performance anxiety of, holy shit, every word I'm saying actually matters.
Isn't he thrown into the situation because like his superior is not available?
or he's like late to the meeting.
Yeah.
Or, right. Yeah. There's something like that. But the thing about
He knows his shit though, but it's like
Sure.
terrifying when you're suddenly like, every word I say could have like a humongous effect on humanity.
But he's playing he's overwhelmed. He's playing it very.
There's a little Rick the
authentically.
Intern that I am inclined to,
Wow.
like. I'm not saying he's pulling for me. I'm saying this character type.
Sorry, I'm just imagining Rick the Intern like on the phone with like the Russian defense.
The last
secretary.
place coffees need to get dropped.
Here's the thing I'm going to say, because Basso's only job in this movie is to inform everyone that the sort of missile interceptor thing
Mhm.
has about a 60% chance of working.
It's a coin
And so
toss.
you have Jared Harris again, really, really trying with the American accent, going, "Oh, it's a fucking coin toss, ain't it? Pie and mash."
I got a daughter in Chicago.
I heard this news and I was like, that tech is at 6. I thought that just didn't work.
Right.
I was like, this is good news. It might work.
I did think, because there's so much ramp up of him not wanting to say the number.
I know they really stretch it out because this movie has a lot of time to fill.
I thought it was going to be like 15%.
Right. Like, actually, 5 minute, it's like a 1 in a million. Bullet
Also,
with a bullet.
At that point in the movie, we're in the second chapter, so
already
you
know
know
it
it
didn't
doesn't work.
Mhm.
So why is this the crux of your second
Can I ask a question of you two, you
Yes.
three?
The Angelica popcorn was very good. Thank you for asking.
Good, I'm glad. The structure of the film,
Mhm.
deciding what to reveal when, what
Mm.
characters to focus in which section. What is the like organizing principle? I understand the
I don't
president.
really know.
Is there one?
I mean, it's just, I guess you can think about it this way.
Is it like
Ferguson
proximity to
and her-
power? Like
Not
the
really. It's sort of
president-
like the stages of reaction. So it's like Ferguson and her team are the team that notices
Mhm.
and sends the alert up the chain. Letts and his generals are the guys who make the military decision to try and counteract it and then have to decide what's next. And then the decision lands on the president's plate in the third act, which is like, okay, this is happening. Now you have to open the football, which is actually a briefcase filled with documents, and pick a retaliation. And you have Letts going, we have to do something. You have Basso going like, I talked to the Russians. I don't think it's them. We could try to defuse this by doing nothing. Kind of the fail-safe,
Yeah.
debate like
Which,
in that movie.
Look, I love failsafe.
Sure.
We talked about this
But
in
failsafe
fucking
is-
Final Reckoning. Anytime a movie is able to capture 15 minutes of failsafe juice, you got me.
Sure, you love
yeah,
it.
which
right.
is
Yeah.
the first like what 20-30 minutes of the movie, which I would
Sure, certainly the first act is the
Yeah.
strongest because that's when you're in what's happening the most and it's the most tension.
I'd also argue that Ferguson has maybe become an automatic 2 stars person for me.
I
she is-
love her.
In at least a third of the movie, you're already starting out at 2 stars just from her presence. This movie, unfortunately, doesn't add a lot on top of the auto 2.
So, I mean, but except for the snowman, sure. I know you haven't.
I haven't seen The Snowman.
Snowman.
You haven't seen the Snowman, but we have merch inspired by the Snowman.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that was JD that was his creation.
Who's out of control? Let's be honest.
Must
Next
be
year,
so.
I'm worried about Ferg a little bit.
Mm.
Next year, she's got Mercy, which is literally like the Tracy Morgan. I filmed that in my car.
I have
movie.
not been able to get
Oh,
myself
is
to
that
watch
the-
that
is that
trailer.
the Chris Pratt thing?
It's like the
Oh, yeah.
this January 2nd, as early as possible. We are dumping this out. What if you were in a chair? Like that's the movie.
Is it a like what if emotions were robots movie? What is the premise?
Let me see what the log on in 2029 Los Angeles. Ooh, the future.
Mhm. Okay.
A detective stands on trial accused of murdering his wife. That's Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
He has 90 minutes to prove his innocence to the advanced AI judge he once championed
Jesus.
before
Oh
it
no,
determines his
Fucking
fate.
not an AI
Christ.
movie.
That
Well,
is-
Rebecca Ferguson is playing the AI.
Oh,
And it's directed
no.
by Timur.
It's a
Bekmambetov?
Timur Bekmambetov. I'm sorry.
It's not a
definitely
Screen
English.
Life movie though, right?
No, but I think it is. I think it's like him being like, what if I did Screen Life on a bigger scale where I think it's going to be a lot of screen. You know what
No
I mean?
one wants this.
Well, he is insistent that people want it.
And Ferguson is the AI
She's the
judge.
AI
She's the
judge.
sim one.
She's the exactly.
Jesus. Fuck that.
And then
Okay, what
she's in
else?
Dune Part 3, which like I'm
Small
sure
part.
she will crush it, but she has emphasized like was on set for
Yeah,
a
it's a
couple days.
small,
Yes.
Yeah.
small role.
Because that character's not even in that book.
Did you guys?
But does she have season 4 of Silo?
That's.
back to the silo.
I
with
believe
her.
it's season 3.
Okay.
Yeah, there have been currently how many? 2 seasons.
2
so
seasons
it'll
of
be the third
Silo.
season
Not
of-
sure when season
Have
3
they
is coming out.
left the silo?
I think they're going deeper.
Well,
Oh.
season 2
Oh.
was her-
Spoilers.
spoilers, but season 2, she goes from the one silo to another silo.
that sounds like a good season.
So season 3,
We've discovered
who knows?
Silo B. What's in
Yeah.
there? I don't know.
Most shows these days don't transfer from one silo to another until season 4 or 5.
You know
at the
what? That's
earliest.
so true. That is
Yeah.
so true. Season 1 ends with them just finding a door, and then
Right.
season 2 is how do we find the
You're
key?
like, why they call it silo? The whole first season, they're not in the silo. We found this out. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that. It's a future episode spoiler. Marie, what were you about to say? Have you guys?
That's too bad. I was excited for.
Have you
whatever that
guys
was.
seen this quote
Yes.
that hold on, I gotta
Oh, no.
find it.
From Rebecca Ferg?
Rebecca Ferguson, I'm Googling. Rebecca Ferguson throw in front of bus.
Well, she was motherfucking a co-star, right? I keep saying the word
You're
motherfucking.
so into motherfucking.
She was saying that she had a
This is
very
the
tough
headline.
co-star she'd worked with, right?
Yes, and she keeps like
It's the story
dropping
she keeps going
breadcrumbs.
back
She won't say who it is.
She won't say who it is.
She's
but she
ruled
keeps,
out
Mr.
20 of
Blanky,
Hollywood's
I
She's
gave
like,
you,
not
I
Hugh
gave you all the
Jackman, not
clues.
Timothy Chalamet,
Yeah.
not Tom Cruise.
Not Ryan Reynolds. There are even some ones where you were like,
You're like, come on.
this
it
guy's
is-
a second tier guest, and she was like, don't worry, he's not in the mix.
Rebecca Ferguson gets candid. Quote,
She hasn't been in that many movies.
I
I know.
will shove someone under a bus to make a point.
Well, so who does she mean? Who is it?
We know who
I
it is.
don't-
No, it was every
I
time.
think we decided it was Hugh. It was Hugh.
It's not Hugh.
It's not Hugh.
It's
She's
not
worked
Hugh?
with him multiple times.
Are we-
People forget
No.
reminiscence.
No, she has openly said it's not Hugh.
Oh, I thought.
Are, are we going to say who we think it is?
You can tell me. I forgot.
Everything points towards Jake Gyllenhaal in Life, a movie that is completely
Oh.
forgotten.
Yes, and also, you know what? A movie that is okay.
Have
And
you guys
certainly-
met Jake Gyllenhaal?
Certainly, I have heard 1 billion stories about what a high energy individual Jake Gyllenhaal is, and how that can really go either way.
Oh,
on
really?
set.
Because in my experience, when I worked out as a receptionist, when his mom was editing a movie she made,
Mhm.
He was
he
nice.
came in. No, he like wore like a disguise and wouldn't make eye contact with anyone.
Wait,
there were
Turtle
like
Boy? Master
10. There were
disguise?
like 10 people. I mean, he
No,
looked
he
like
was
a fucking
Bubble
turtle.
Boy.
Sorry.
He was like,
Corey, you're right.
you know, had a hoodie on and was
Threw
like,
on the bubble.
But Maggie was lovely. And she and
Dude.
Peter were talking to everyone, being
last
like
night-
so nice, you know. But Jake was,
Last night, late on TikTok, I found some rando comedian 900 likes, like not a big video, doing Rachel in Dark Knight, like doing Maggie as, and it was just one of those impressions where you're like, I've never thought about like how odd this performance is and how good
The
an impression
second
could
Rachel
be of
Dawes,
it. Yes. Just like it just she keeps like first she's doing lines and then she starts doing other, but she's like, I have to go to the mall with Harvey. Like she just keeps hitting that. I'm gonna show it. It's so funny.
No, what was it Arnaud de Chaplin? Was there an international filmmaker who did a big story of how he shot an entire movie with Jake Gyllenhaal that got shut down?
Yes.
He's just notoriously, I will just say, incredibly eccentric
Right.
in his process in
Now,
a way that
he's-
has been known to make things complicated and drive people a little crazy.
He's never given a performance that radiates that energy. It's just like even something like Ambulance or whatever,
Yeah.
where it works.
Yeah.
It just kind of feels like it is, to quote Jared Harris, a fucking coin toss, whether you're going to get like over the top in a way that kind of overwhelms
Yes.
or over in the top the way that like kind of serves the movie.
Mhm.
Okja being the sort of barometer performance where you're like,
Yeah.
do you like this?
I like that.
Do you even like know what we're talking about?
No.
So she like,
Ever? At any
Well,
point
do you
during
know
this
the
fucking
context
podcast?
of the Rebecca Ferguson stuff?
so like two
I would
full-
say, answer your question. I'd say it's about 50-50.
A coin toss.
It's a bit of a coin toss.
Oi, Margaret Thatcher.
So like 2 full years ago,
Yeah.
if not more, there's some interview where they're asking her about her experiences in Hollywood and power and whatever, and she was just like, I had a co-star, an A-list male co-star. They were number 1 on the call sheet,
Right, which he would have been in life.
and they broke down yelling at me.
Mm.
It wasn't my fault, but they were so frustrated. The process of the movie, they took it all out at me, and I felt defenseless. Like there was nothing I could do.
Right.
And I went to the producers and complained and said, I'm not working with him again. I want to work off a fucking tennis ball anytime we have dialogue. And they said, you can't do that. He's number 1. We have to protect him. And she said, fine, I'll be in there. But when it's his coverage, he has to talk to the back of my head. And it was presented as like, you go, girl. Like,
Right,
you don't
right,
put up
right.
with his shit.
But then, of course, everyone's
So
like,
then
who's she talking about?
Everyone
Like,
comes up with the list. She's not in that many movies. It's the A-list star. It's the male lead.
right.
And then she has systematically for the last 2 years just been like circling back. It's also not Chris Hemsworth in Men in Black International. She has ruled everyone else out, which is why I feel comfortable
Right.
presenting my hypothesis
Right.
that it is Gyllenhaal, because he's basically
and-
the only person.
But is that because Jake was possessed by the symbiote because
Yes.
Life is a Venom prequel?
Yes.
Except it isn't.
But was directed by
Daniel Espinosa, who
Who-
directed Morbius.
oh,
Who directed
man.
Jared Leto's, as I was telling Griffin this morning, biggest hit as a star, Morbius.
That is his highest grossing film in which he is first billed.
Hollywood Reporter was like, Tron Ares may signal that he's no longer an A-lister
Well,
who
he
can open a movie.
wasn't,
He's
ever.
never opened a movie.
He's never been an A-lister.
Exactly.
We were like, Jared Leto's best run
this is a
all
psyop.
ensemble, right?
Yeah.
It's American Psycho, it's Thin Red Line, it's the
Requiem
two
for a
Finchers,
Dream,
and it's
the Fincher
Requiem.
movies.
Requiem
He's
for a
sort of
Dream
the
is
lead.
sort of the
He's
lead.
that's the one he is closest
But
to being the
even
lead
then,
in.
But that's
You know,
such
it's
an
a
evenly
freehander,
split.
yeah.
I'd say Burstyn and Connolly.
Burstyn, Connolly, and Leto are the three
Yeah.
leads
Yeah.
of the film.
Right.
Yes.
But you're like, that's the best run he ever had. It is ensemble working with great directors.
In 25 plus years ago, like a long time
Exactly.
ago. Yeah.
All of those movies are, the last of them is 2002,
Yeah.
right? When Angel Reese was born. That's the last
So
of them.
I
true.
would disagree a
Before
little
she
bit.
started pulling down those
I've liked
rebounds.
when he showed up in ensemble roles.
Showed up
Showed
being
up.
the crucial
So,
phrase
like,
here.
you know, even though he's doing a thing in Blade Runner,
we
know,
talk about this, I
he's
think, on a
still,
future
like,
episode.
That's
does
our
it
new Red
well.
Hulk. We're dissecting the crash out of Jared Leto in like 5 different episodes.
I enjoyed him in House of Gucci.
We-
he was like one of the people
I
that
am
was
with
dialed
you.
into the right
I hate that
wavelength.
performance,
Oh,
for
I
sure.
love it.
I like that performance and I like that movie. I'm not opposed to all. I'm just saying, don't
You
piss
should
on my leg
never.
and tell me it's raining. He's never opened
No,
movies.
never.
He's never,
Never.
been an
Never.
A-list star.
Never. It's a psyop.
It's truly like he got that Tron role as like, yes, it feels like he fucking cast a spell on someone.
But like, look, there's like Heartthrob Prefontaine
yes,
era,
yes,
right?
you know,
Then there's
Jordan Catalano.
then there's the era we just talked about.
Yes.
Which, by the way, it helps that all those
emerging
movies.
indie star.
It helps that all those movies have lasted and have only grown in reputation,
course,
so it makes him feel
absolutely.
more relevant.
And then he was in a big band and won an Oscar.
Well, then he does like 6 years of dog shit, like that fucking. It's not called
Chapter 27 is
Chapter
the big
27, but what's the one where it's not Mr. Lonely, but it's a Mr. something.
Mr. Nobody?
Mr. Nobody. It's like all of those movies don't work. Then he's like, I've retired from films. He focuses on the band.
Right.
Dallas Buyers Club is him coming out of retirement. He wins an Oscar that we're all happy
I called it an
happened.
instant buyer's remorse Oscar. Just instant.
Dallas
the minute
Buyers Remorse.
Exactly. He took
Who,
the stage.
who else was nominated that year?
I don't care if a fucking ham sandwich is nominated. Give it the trophy.
But this is
Like-
a good exercise. Who did Jared
Okay,
Leto
all right. Okay.
Come on,
Let's see who
David.
he beat first. First and
Mhm.
foremost, before we think about anyone else that might have been a contender. But he beat Barkhad Abdi, the captain himself.
would
and
have been
Captain
my
Phillips.
winner that year, I think.
Bradley Cooper in American Hustle.
He's quite good in that film.
We could have gotten the when will Bradley get his Oscar
Yeah.
thing out of the way. Michael Fassbender in 12 Years a Slave, an incredibly
Oh,
powerful
he's
and
so
good
scary in that
performance.
movie.
And fucking Jonah Hill in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Who's so
All
funny.
of these
Yeah.
are way better than Jared Leto.
Barcott is what would have been my
I
guy.
mean, that's an amazing
And
performance.
he won the BAFTA.
Probably.
Yeah.
I'm more clear-headed about Leo winning for Wolf of Wall Street over McConaughey and Lead that year.
Hardcore.
Well, obviously.
Hardcore.
But like at least with McConaughey, you were like the man was back. He was
on a
giving these big
roll. It was
performances.
like
the
a-
True
yeah.
Detective
was
Interstellar's
airing.
the next year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
him winning makes sense.
He is,
but
I think he is fantastic in that movie, and I think Jared Leto was bad in that movie.
Yeah, Jared Leto's bad in them. That's the other thing. He's bad.
McConaughey is undeniably good in
Yeah.
a movie that doesn't do really anything.
Shitty
for me.
movie, in
Yeah.
my opinion. Kind of a shitty.
Um,
But I saw it on my first day with my wife.
oh wow, that's
Has-
kind of a crazy.
Completely insane. It's the
Insane.
only reason I bring it up. Just a fucking insane thing to do.
that's how you build a
Movie
solid
literally-
foundation for a marriage.
See, I've said this. Scene 1 of that movie, rough sex with 2 prostitutes. Scene 2, you have a. This is the first date we are on. That is how that movie begins.
Okay. Um,
We exited. We were like, anyway, like it was like with no discussion of the film. We were like, I don't know, it was fine.
I just cannot think of another example of someone winning an Oscar and everyone deciding, oh, he's proven himself as 3 different things he's never been.
right.
A leading man, an A-list blockbuster star, like
So
it's so bizarre.
Jared Leto's in this film, right? No,
No.
he's not. What are we supposed to say about A House of Dynamite? I find the writing incredibly clunky.
Yeah.
I find the efforts to like crowbar in character stuff like, oh, I'm worried about this. like just so like Route 1 force so bad. Like you're saying, like Notes should be hammering that out right away.
Yeah.
We do not need that level of hand holding of like people in society
I just care
have
about
families.
them because
like,
they're
Right.
people. I
Right.
also don't need to care about them because whatever they experience affects me hypothetically.
You're also like, this is what the Boal films excelled at, is like not having like overly stylized, overwritten, spell out the emotions dialogue. Right?
You're right. Like those movies are both character movies. Obviously, Hurt Locker very much.
Yeah.
More a character movie. It's about this place and about this job too, but it's about this guy, right?
Yeah.
And then Zero Dark 30, the way they trick that movie into working is by having like a central character, right? Versus it being total procedure.
And that movie will similarly to this go on like a 20-minute side tangent with a different character.
Right.
It's not everything through her.
Jason Clarke's got to punch his card.
He's got to punch the card. He's so close to a toasted sub. Toasted.
He's going to finish his punch card and then realize that Quiznos is gone. It doesn't exist anymore.
That's the great shame is unfortunately it is a Quiznos card.
Can I add another God, you guys.
No one talks about the tragedy.
Are we so bad?
No. I wanted to add another complaint that hasn't been brought up yet.
Please.
The Moses Ingram, who I think is a really great actress,
Love her.
has nothing to do in this movie in a subplot that is just a big old fucking wet fart.
There's something.
What is like we're introducing FEMA. Are we going to see what FEMA's response is?
I think
or what their plan is? No.
There's just something sort of. It's sort of interesting. Again, it's sort of like a weird footnote that would appear in an article, like this sort of perversity of like who gets to go to the survival bunker.
Right.
And Moses Ingram is like, weirdly, I get to because of this and that, right?
Yeah.
And then this other girl who I talked to Bobby Finger about this movie, A Friend's Wedding, I'll explain in a second, was like, I'm obsessed with this girl who's like, why does she get to fucking go? She's just been here for like a month. And we never see that girl again, obviously. No check in with this again.
I think your
so
answer...
there's something kind of
we
like...
also get the bunker discussion with Rebecca Ferguson. And
this movie repeats its beats over and over again. I cannot deny
it repeats half an hour.
Like if we're going to introduce FEMA and it's like, okay, they're emergency management. They have to deal with like, I don't know, what's going on the ground after a scenario
but we're not
like
going to
this.
see what's going on.
Are we not but like we're not going to even learn about what their strategy is behind
basically
beyond
the
her going to the bunker.
A House of Hurricanes. I'm asking Ben.
I'm interested.
House of Plastique. They introduce her to be like, the fuck is going on? And they're just kind of getting alert messages. And she's like, can someone fill us in? And they're like, we don't have time to fill you in.
Yeah, it's also repeated with the young woman in the press room.
Yes.
They introduce the element of press.
Yeah.
And then, are we going to like the move? You know, we have such a tight timeline of when we find out that this is happening and when it's going to hit, right?
Yeah.
So there's that whole question of like, how do we inform the public? What do we do? And it seems like the answer is no, we don't. But again, like it's gonna get out. Someone's gonna fucking tweet that there's like
I hate saying this. This is the version of me that's like, this would have been better as a TV show where you can just do a full episode that is the press.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I wouldn't watch it, but I know what you're saying.
I also probably wouldn't watch it. That's
but it's just like
scenario.
why like this they kind of introduce people and scenarios, they don't explore them.
Yeah.
And we spend a lot of time going over the bullet hitting a bullet coin toss.
Sure.
Now, I understand they can't show the object, right? They have to keep that as an unknown. But they do launch then the missiles that are supposed to intersect.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like, what's up with that missile?
You want to see it.
I want to see it.
Do you want to
as
see it
it's
just
flying
keep
through the sky.
going?
Yeah, just give me like 3 minutes just to chill going through the sky.
What if they reset
and a little bit of whistling
they
too? I love
reset
that.
the timeline and a new chapter's from the perspective of the missiles? And they're like, oh God, I'm so worried I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm
fucking
such a
messed it
fuck
up.
up.
Shit.
I'm a fucking coin toss.
What's like a British actor that could have been the voice of a missile, but is trying to do an
Stephen
American
Graham.
accent?
I was gonna say Gary Oldman would kill it as one of the
I
missiles.
don't know. I was thinking like Ray Winstone, which is more on the Stephen
Well,
Graham.
I know about nuclear weapons. Fuck this. Whoa.
I'm a fucking missile. I know.
They fucked with Black Widow.
Wait, what if we make it a woman?
Woke.
Do you know about this?
Emma Thompson.
Women can be
goodness.
weapons of mass destruction too. Okay?
Have any of you followed?
Hire more female. Yes. What's up?
We're submitting this episode
to nothing.
everything.
The recycling
We're sending
bin.
it into the sky.
Have any of us followed?
I brought this up to Ben the other day, so he knows this. It was prompted by an activity we took place in. The Dragonheart franchise.
Well, I know the film Dragonheart starring Dennis Quaid with Sean Connery as the voice of a dragon.
So, like 3 or 4 years after that, they make a direct-to-video sequel called Dragonheart: A New Beginning.
Can I ask what activity this was that brought up Dragonheart?
Friend of the podcast, Eva Anderson, was
Love
in New
her.
York City with her brother, the great Dash Anderson.
Well, he's
Blanky.
always here.
Yes.
Shout out.
We went to an immersive event. Eva loves her immersives and her
She
escape
does. She
rooms.
came all the way for immersion, right? All the way to.
She did like 7 things.
I was
while
going to
she
say,
here.
like, but she did a lot of immersions.
Yes. But this one was called Viola's Room.
Yeah.
Yes. It's at the Shed.
Right. And it's a cool, like, there aren't other performers in it. It's like a set you walk through with headphones on, narrated by Helena Bonham Carter.
Shoeless.
You are shoeless like Joe Jackson.
Helena Bonham Carter could have been the nuke.
So I was going down a rabbit hole with my friends on the Dragonheart franchise.
Ben's
right?
giving me the thumbs up.
First movie theatrical. Couple years later, like 97, there's a direct-to-video Dragonheart: A New Beginning, where Robbie Benson,
Oh,
a
the
famous
great
voice
Robbie
actor
Benson.
who, was so good on Severance.
so great on Severance.
Season 2 this year.
Also an excellent NYU professor. Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah, he teaches
but
in the
it's
film
like,
department.
okay, we're doing direct-to-video Dragonheart.
Yeah,
There's a new
sure. We
dragon.
get
It's
the
Robbie
beast.
Benson, the voice of the beast, right?
I am the dragon.
Then the thing's on ice for like 12 years. And clearly someone at Universal runs in with data. And they're like, Dragonheart doing weirdly well on DVD.
Well, or it might have just kind of been like fantasy shit, man. Game of Thrones.
Quite
Like, whatever.
possibly.
We own Dragonheart.
We own Dragonheart.
Yeah.
But they do 3 Dragonheart sequels within like 5 years.
Mhm.
And the dragons in those 3 are Patrick Stewart,
Mhm.
Ben Kingsley, and Helena Bonham Carter.
So Ben Kingsley first in
Yes.
Dragonheart 3, The Sorcerer's Curse.
And I think he's a new character, but Patrick Stewart is continuing the Connery character? Is
no.
it the other way around?
So Dragonheart 3, The Sorcerer's Curse,
Yeah.
which is directed here. I'm not looking at the names, probably Orson Welles or someone.
Yep, probably.
That is a prequel.
Okay.
So he's playing the same character of Drago.
Kingsley is playing the Connery.
Right.
Okay.
Then in Dragonheart,
Mhm.
Battle for the Heartfire.
Mhm.
That is set 50 years after. Okay.
Yeah.
So in that one, you have Patrick Stewart as Drago,
Okay, so they're both Drago.
and then Dragonheart Vengeance. This begins before the events of the last movie, but ends after them. What are we doing?
They're Godfather 2ing it.
And that
she's
one's,
like a lady ice dragon.
Helena Bonham Carter
white.
as Siveth.
She's
She's what?
This is insane.
So
This
I
is-
watched this trailer and because my friends and I were watching all these trailers, right? And we're like waiting in each of the trailers for
Like,
the big name drop
and. Yes.
of
yeah.
who's the dragon, right?
We get in the booth for one day, let's be honest.
Because
Right.
especially when we're going like Patrick Stewart, Ben Kingsley, we're like, fuck, who's the third in this series? And the doctor was a woman. None of us had considered that the
You are
dragon could be a lady.
Swinging at a curveball in the
Yes.
dirt. And that curveball's name is
And they
Helena
go
Bonham
like,
Carter.
and Helena Bonham Carter as the voice of Ice Dragon. And in the trailer, they cut to a 5-second shot, clearly filmed on an iPhone, of Helena Bonham Carter wrapped in scarves and bangles in the recording studio going, roar! Like actual footage of her doing it, clearly comprising 1/5 of all the time she spent recording this dialogue. And then we go to this audio show, and I'm like, she would probably show up and voice the fucking missile. I think HBC will loan the voice to anything for the right price.
Isn't that basically what she does in fucking Terminator, whichever one she's in? Is it Salvation?
She's in Salvation.
Yeah.
But she's mostly, it's her.
No, she's right. She's the doctor in the past or whatever.
She's Skynet.
Yeah.
See, this is what I'm saying.
I thought she was like the Rebecca Ferguson AI judge.
But you see her face in that. You see her face.
I know.
Yeah, on
I
a
know.
big screen.
But anyway, we're after the show talking about Dragonheart for some reason, and
Because
then
of Helena Bonham Carter.
okay, right.
You were like, she's pretty good in this. And I was like, hey, Ben, you want to hear a thing that I talk about anytime I'm given the opening? I've recently learned a lot about the Dragonheart franchise.
They were also trying to sell me on watching Streets of Fire.
Oh, Ben would love Streets of Fire, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean,
oh yeah, Streets of Fire is cool.
I know why you haven't seen it because it was a flop and it's only recently had a cult research, but like kind of crazy you've never seen it.
It's like
because I love
major scumbum energy.
Yeah.
There's like really fun music in it. Willem Dafoe is like, I think it's like one of his first
It's kind
movies.
of, hey, speaking of
Right after
Kathryn
The
Bigelow,
Loveless.
The Loveless, it's early leather jackety Willem Dafoe.
Moranis as a bully, we were saying?
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of, I just want to remark on Dragonheart Vengeance, which apparently takes place both before and after Dragonheart Battle for the Heartfire.
I'm glad I've infected you with this sickness.
Well, I'm just talking, so like, last Halloween, I did the Saw movies, right? I was like, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
All the Saws.
Are dragons spooky enough to?
No.
Okay.
No.
So this is prompting a new conversation.
Right. This year, I've been doing the paranormal activities.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Of which there are 7.
You recently got marked?
I've been marked. I've entered the ghost
He's a marked
dimension.
one. Yeah.
I am now, I have met my next of kin, right?
Next of kin is the Paramount Plus one?
Yeah, I mean, it was intended for
Okay.
theaters, but COVID pushed it
But
to
you
Paramount
scaled the
Plus.
mountain to watch it.
I watched them all on Paramount Plus. They're
Okay.
all available there.
And I'm sure they ran smoothly.
Well, I actually use it through Apple, so they do run smoothly,
Fuck.
which is a smart way that,
Yeah.
So it's just what I love about these things, and it's why I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Because people will then get on my letterbox being like, David, you don't actually have to watch every paranormal. I like watching how these franchises trip over themselves to connect backwards.
Yeah.
And like how you watch the people behind them, the disparate people usually, fall over themselves being like, so what is it about the hit long ago at this point that worked?
Right.
What should we connect to? Because in Paranormal Activity, they keep fucking like ending up back in the house from Paranormal Activity 1. Like a fucking tunnel opens and they go there. And I'm just like, guys, I don't think the audience is like, yay, the house with the staircase. Like, they don't care.
It is funny how like the big 80s and 70s horror franchises would just be like, and this time the monster tracks someone different.
It's a guy, so it helps to be just like, Freddy's back.
We're
Jason's
in a new
back.
place, but it's just like, and here are a new group of characters who are going to be haunted and hunted by this guy.
You're getting
right?
8 kills of varying like levels of gore and fun and all that.
But then you get to like Paranormal Activity 10 and the big twist ending is like, oh fuck, that's how they got the bed sheets?
This
you were
is
watching
exactly
different
the
characters,
vibe.
and then the movie ends with like, hey, we got an extra set of pillowcases. You want these? And they're like, those are the cases on the pillow and the paranormal stuff started.
Like my friend Hannah was watching them because I started watching them. And like there's in 4, right? There's a kid.
Yes.
And then there's another. There are 2 6-year-old boys.
That's the Xbox Connect one.
That is correct. Okay. that is right.
That is...
And you know that in 2, a baby boy got kidnapped by the monster lady from 1. Okay. And then in 3, you see the prequel of how those girls grew up, which is the best movie.
And 3 and 4 are both catfish.
Correct. And 3 is the best of this series, and 4 is not very good.
Yeah.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
4 has 2 6-year-old boys, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And one of them is in the family, and one of them is like a spooky kid who's his friend who's doing lots of weird shit.
Oh, that's going to turn out well.
Right, exactly. And like clearly the movie's like, the spooky kid is the kid who's abducted, like the kid, right, who's been like in the hands of the evil.
Misdirect.
It's a misdirect. And then the other kid is like, actually, I'm adopted. And they're like, it was him all along. And I'm like, so who's the other kid? And they're like, we don't know. Don't worry about it. And I'm like, so did he only exist to misdirect? And they're like, yeah, but what a twist.
He just has ultra tastes.
And I'm like, that only exists for the twist.
This is why I really want to do Final Destination on Patreon, especially now that we're in an era where the modern movie is a triumph.
Now, that's a series that I feel like dips in and out of trying to build connections.
And anytime they do, it's so much fun.
It's pretty funny. I mean, 6, the recent one,
it's a masterpiece.
did a great job basically on every front.
Yeah.
But there's other ones where they're like, yeah, I heard about this.
Well,
and that's sort of like the extent.
Yeah. Well, the 5th one is they try and like retcon, like they bring in the plane crash.
I can't remember if I think it's the 4th or is it the 5th one where I think the 5th one ends with them getting on the plane from 1.
And you're like, this whole movie was set in the year 2000?
It's one of those where they built to that twist and you're like, why? And they're like, I don't know. Wasn't it cool when the plane blew up?
It's
and you're like,
fun.
all right.
Yeah.
I guess so.
I love those movies. I would like to
Bloodlines
do that
fucking
on
rolls.
Bloodlines
Patreon.
is great.
I still think that is the best time I've had in a theater all year.
What about
Not House of Dynamite?
Yeah. What about A House of Dynamite? What did you eat at Nighthawk?
I was trying to remember. I got 2 things. I got tater tots, and I got I had this tooth removed, and I'm still in a zone where I can't eat popcorn.
Aw.
Damn. I got some popcorn. It was great. I also got their
Popcorn real bad.
pretzel.
Oh,
with
yeah,
like
their pretzel's great.
the scallion or like green onion dip. It was so fucking good.
I remember what I got. There's a one battle special item.
Okay.
Oh, the chicken.
Yes, the
Yeah.
chicken lollipops.
Oh,
I think
fuck.
it's called finger licking.
Guys.
almost-
The chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I almost
Factory.
ordered that. I kind of
It was
wish I
good.
did. I always end up getting like the halal rice bowl
Sure. I
situation.
wanted like 2 soft-ish finger foods.
We're at DEF CON 2.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Okay, time to reset the episode.
No, I'm just gonna walk off the roof. I'm gonna Jared Harris it.
I like averted my eyes momentarily when
So you
that
didn't
happened.
even catch that?
So I didn't
Because
even
their
catch
reaction
it.
is like, Jesus,
Yeah.
get on the fucking copter though.
And
You
then,
gotta
and
go.
then I was like, wait, what? Did something happen? And Dave was like, yeah, he jumped off.
It's a
Jared
little
Harris jumped off the
disorienting.
roof.
And no one really follows up on it. I was just
No.
like, wait, which guy just died?
It's the whole problem with this movie. It's like the stakes at this point are
How
so
much do we
apocalyptic.
think Caitlin Dever got paid?
I hope she got a nice bag. I love to see her.
I think she's got it does quite a good job in this scene.
Yes, she does. Given again, to me, the sort of hackneyed nature of the scene.
Yeah.
Yes,
But she makes it feel like a fucking
but
real
like,
thing.
I bought property on Deaver Island to justify season 2, and I've got like a lavish hotel at this point.
Yeah.
She's always good.
Gabinga Akinagabe, I believe
Love
is his
that
name.
guy.
Benga.
Love him.
He is so good in this as well. There's sort of a side
Speaking of
conversation.
people I met when I worked as a receptionist at
Really?
a post facility, love that guy.
He's
really great guy.
He's Chris Partlow on The Wire.
Yep.
Mhm.
Character I love, and I love how at the end of The Wire he survives and he's in prison for all the murders he did, and he's with I think Weebay, who's another of the characters who just survived, and went to prison, and they're just hanging out in prison, and you imagine them being both like, yeah, fuck, we did all that shit.
This movie had 2 members of The Wire, 2 members of the original Broadway cast of Hamilton.
So it's got Renee Goldsberry as
Michelle
POTUS'
Obama.
wife.
It
right.
is weird how we need to talk about
I'm in
Idris.
Africa right now.
Yeah, but she is
Nuclear what?
she is so Michelle in this.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
Well, it's
true.
weird. It's she's very Michelle coded in styling, and the fact that she's like, her husband is like, oh yeah, you're my advisor. I don't know if all presidents are like that with
But
their
also
wives.
their banter is so much our public understanding of
Correct.
the Obama marriage.
Correct.
Right,
And
right,
then
right,
also
right,
you
right.
have Idris being like, well, first of all, listening to podcasts and then being like, how's your jump shot?
Anthony Ramos, of course, is the other Hamilton member.
Yes.
I found him a little distracting, I'm going to say.
I don't like him in anything. I'm sorry.
I like him.
I like him in. I do like him in the Heights.
I don't like
Yeah.
him in the Heights.
I like him in Transformers: Rise of the
I
Beast.
did not.
Haven't
I
seen that
have
one.
yet to rise with those
I-
beasts.
Rise.
I will.
I
It will
think
happen.
that he's like the thing that really gets me is him in Twisters when
Yes.
he's
Did
positioned
not
as
like him in that
an
one.
alternate romantic option. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Glenn Powell is just rizzing off. He's rizzing in my face.
True, he is rizzing in one's face, but it's also like in that one, he's like the guy in the polo shirt who's like, "All right, but like, get back in the truck. We got to get back to work." And I'm like, "This is a good use
Lame.
of this guy."
I feel like someone throughout when that movie came out, if you flip him and Corn Sweat, both
Yes.
of them are more interesting in each other's roles.
With Corn Sweat, I was just kind of like knowing that since he was going to be Superman,
Yes.
the whole time he was on screen, I was like, "This guy could be a good Superman. He
He's got
looks
the
like
bill.
Superman."
Yeah,
Exactly.
well, and I also was like, oh, this is cool that he's going to be Superman, but he's playing like
Right.
the antagonist in this. I'm like, okay, you
They
got
messed with my
range.
tornado
You can act.
computer. I don't remember what
Okay.
he did in that movie.
Yeah, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, not a fan. I did like that one girl though, the one who worked in the like Alaskan
oh, she's
army
good.
base.
Yeah,
and her
yeah.
tears silently rolling down her cheeks.
Do we know her name? I didn't
No,
clock who.
But
you're
she was
talking
good. You know how she's the one who has to, announce if there was an impact.
about. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying
yeah,
to see if her name is here.
I don't see it on the big. I thought Tracy was good. Tracy Letts. It's kind of just one of those things where you're like, is this the first time he's done this? Like he crushes
Yeah.
as like a general.
Yes.
Like give me that all the time.
Yeah. Can we talk about Idris?
Yeah.
What else
by
is
all
there to be
means.
said?
So
Yeah,
Alan-
what is there to say?
Alan Smith, the editor of this show, is just like his vibe as a president is so bizarre and unprecedented in terms of what he's doing, because he really is playing it as President Idris, where like the movie almost needs to stop and explain how he got elected. And part of this I was saying was like, we're a little fucked in a Trump era depicting presidents on screen, because
True.
up until
this movie is about, we assume, a somewhat competent administration reacting, right? Yeah.
Right. Up until, let's say a little bit Obama, but really up until the first Trump presidency, right? Any kind of white guy over the age of 55 with a pretty good jawline and shoulders.
Slap a suit on him. He's the president.
Could be the president.
Yeah.
And if you want the president to be evil, rinse and repeat with someone who's got more of a character actor face and an interesting voice, right? But you could just sort of depict an empty suit president on screen without it feeling like any statement, especially in shit like Transformers or whatever, where you're like, at some point we need to cut to a White House. Transformers 1 has the bit where there's like you see cowboy boots on a desk and a dude doing a bad W. Bush impression.
Right.
But then I feel like the later Transformers movies are like, hello, I'm President Human Being. The Transformers are our friends. And you're like, there's nothing political about this, right? Obama kind of breaks the mold in a lot of ways of like, here's someone who, because of our own fucking ugliness as a country, we thought was unelectable, right? And is such a good communicator and is charismatic. And it's not a perfect figure. But obviously is the best WTF guest of all time.
Mark.
And then Trump, you're just like...
My impression of him on the podcast.
This thing now where anytime there's a bad president in a movie, people are like, this movie is really going after Trump, right? Even if they don't resemble Trump in any way. Idris in this kind of plays like a dilettante.
He doesn't know, like... I think he was just elected or something? Because he keeps talking about how, like, the campaign was so exhausting. He seems so sleepy.
He seems sleepy and he seems stressed out and he seems like a little annoyed that he has to do actual work while not being a bad guy, but everyone's kind of like, he's really charismatic. Down to that Ken Choi moment, which is like kind of the most backfill you get on him, which is like, I'm going to miss the show. It's kind of fun watching the A-listers do their routine, They're all the same. They're chronically late and they're narcissists. And then you just watch this guy absolutely struggle to be like, I haven't learned any of this shit. I don't know what the fuck to do. He's turning to fucking Prince Eric from Little Mermaid, being like, solve this for me. And you're like, this character is bizarre. And you can't just in the third act cut to him and be like, and he's the president. It's a stressful situation.
He's not even great at the basketball thing.
No, he misses the shot.
He misses the first shot.
Like it's kind of the joke, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And he's just not like really engaging with the kids very well.
Right.
He's a little full of shit. He's also bad at the nuclear part.
That's what I'm saying.
But I mean, anyone would be. I think is sort of the point of this
I would
movie.
be good at it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'd say
this one.
I'd point to the menu. What do you say, like rare, medium, and well done?
Jonah Howard King.
That's so fucked up.
Who played Prince Eric in the wonderful Little Mermaid remake.
Probably my fifth favorite Rob Marshall Disney live action film.
He plays the guy who's holding the football, who gives him this
in the back of the car with Idris. Yeah.
And there's a slightly sinister energy to him that I kind of appreciated. Exactly. Where you're like, is it just because this guy has this weighty job? Is Bigelow trying to tell us like it's kind of weird that anyone would have influence at this point? Even someone who means well, This is
when the movie works for me. And it's why I think the Gabriel Basso section works, where it's just like when all the fucking cards are down, the stakes of any sentence become so severe.
Right. Sort of interesting to think about.
There are times where I think the movie captures that well on a kind of human interpersonal level, more than like the logistics of how this shit goes down. Another thing I think this movie does well is just really illustrate how much Zoom sucks. You watch the first act of this movie and you're like, these important conversations are happening on a grid of 8 faces. And you're like, this sucks. This is too weighty to happen over
that
Zoom.
Fucking Gabriel Basso is taking a call like from his iPhone as he is like, I'm sorry.
I think that is the best section of the movie. And not only that, I think it is the most effectively tense section of the movie, especially when he's doing the runaround with the security guards.
Yeah, no, that's exactly like
and
that.
The metal detector. Yeah. And he's so stressed out that he can't maneuver like what is the right way to stay on this call. He lacks the professionalism of some of the other people there to be like, I should mute myself or like I should turn video off. And yet you're like, how bleak is it that like 6 guys are looking at a computer screen where the president's video is off and he's in the back of a car being like, I don't know, what the fuck should we do?
Yeah.
Versus like a kind of Doctor Strangelove, fuck, this is important kind of thing. Like I think this movie at times captures a certain modern hell.
There was a part that, again, everything I say that I liked and want more of, it makes it sound like I want, like a limited series or whatever.
Yeah.
But the guy who works in the like White House cafe.
That moment I think is really good.
And because like that's what I'm more interested in is like these people on the fringes of these big, insane decisions. What like they're not getting any information. They're getting drops of it. How do they respond? What is life like for them?
A rare moment in this film that is beautifully underwritten.
Yes.
What is the name of that guy who's sort of Rebecca Ferguson's right hand?
Oh, the one who's about to propose to
Yeah,
his
did you
girlfriend?
notice that? I feel like it came up at one point that he was about to get married or propose to his girlfriend.
I even think that is better than the amount of people who have a child in a city or the wife is pregnant, because it's at least hinging on this idea of this guy's going to regret that he didn't do it. He doesn't realize that he already missed his one chance to propose, right?
I mean, I guess. I don't know.
He steps out to the hallway. He's got the fucking phones. The cafe guy asks him what's going on. He takes the pause and he just says, go home. And I'm like, I wish the rest of the movie had that level of confidence in its writing to not need to spell things out. Ben, you had a major complaint off of that scene.
Oh, I said we should have followed him home.
There should have been
I
a whole act.
Like, I'm more interested in that guy
Yes.
than I am in like anything with like Jared Harris and his daughter or like whatever. Like I would rather I'm more interested in the people that are more like
I agree.
Tertiary.
The Greta Lee scene I do think is kind of interesting in that setup. Ben did specifically say afterwards he wished we had an entire chapter based around the cafe guy so we could learn about how long he seeps his tea and such. So these are the kinds of questions the movie really needs to answer.
Yeah, maybe like how does he relax?
Here's another conversation.
Maybe he throws on a Netflix show.
Alan Smithy was like, it's crazy to think Greta Lee, Oscar nominee, and now 2 years later, she's got one scene in a Kathryn Bigelow movie. And I went, no, my friend. Greta Lee just missed out on a Best Actress nomination. And in the year 2025, we're seeing the difference. Where it's like, she got the whirlwind of press. She got like put on the grand stage. She just missed out on the nomination. Her level up paycheck gigs are one scene in House of Dynamite and human lead in Tron Ares.
She's in season what of Morning Show?
Season 4 of the Morning Show. Yeah. I don't think she's a very great
I think she's
actor.
A very good actor. David, do you want to be the tiebreaker?
It's interesting. I really liked her in Things. I like Past Lives. I think that performance fits that movie well. It wasn't a performance where I was like, oh my God, I want to see everything this person can do. She's very, you haven't seen Tron Ares yet?
No.
You haven't met him.
I haven't entered the grid.
You should.
Or I haven't entered Los Angeles.
She's very like lost in that movie. I don't know that that's
sure. That's not her fault, perhaps.
Probably not. I mean, maybe someone else could have had a little more. She has like a couple moments.
As someone who's seen every episode of The Morning Show multiple times, I think she is terrible in that show.
I have not done that.
I have never watched The Morning Show. No. Can we hold The Morning Show against anyone?
No.
Well, I think there are people who are very good in The Morning Show.
Such as?
I believe
Billy
that.
Crudup, and
Sure.
I think that Jennifer Aniston as Alex Levy is great.
And she had sex with John Hamm in space?
No, she didn't go to space.
Okay.
Reese went in her place, but she did have sex with John Hamm.
And was January 6th in space, or were those two separate things?
January 6th? I hear things about The Morning Show where I'm like,
season
she was
season
QAnon
3
shaman.
opens with Reese going to space and ends with her speaking to the FBI about her involvement in January 6th.
Does sound like the best season of television that's ever been produced.
Okay.
A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff goes on.
I think she's fine in House of Dynamite in the Gettysburg scene. I don't know.
We're getting a documentary about the making of the Avatar films on Disney Plus.
Hell fucking yes. Can I say this? I went back to Pandora last week. Re-release of Way of Water. That new trailer fucking rules.
Yeah, it's so cool.
And there are, I guess, 3 preview scenes that they have playing in alternation for the re-release that's now done. The one I got was Stephen Lang meeting Una Chaplin, head of the Ashnavi. And I want to say I'm pretty ready to let her destroy my life. I am so all in on this character.
Sure.
Fire and Ash looks so
It looks awesome.
fucking good. Spider can breathe now.
Good for
It's
him.
They fucking link him up to the tree, and now his dreadlocks have the fucking
They
tendrils.
gave him those fucking dreadlocks for a reason,
he can
baby.
fuck
I
shit
love
with
it.
the dreadlocks, and he can breathe without an apparatus.
Oh my God.
Seems like a lot to
Game
throw in the
over.
soup. Game is over.
I'm really excited for it.
Hayakon in the trailer, a bunch.
He is all over that.
Yeah,
fucking shit.
I just got sent a trailer for Fire and Water, making the Avatar films. Official trailer, November 7th
I
on
can't
Disney+.
wait to plug my dreadlocks into that doc.
I think it would be really cool if in 2025
I had
You
dreadlocks.
grew
you
dreadlocks?
decide to start growing dreadlocks.
Okay, I'm gonna push back on this.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you got some notes on that proposal?
The bit ends now.
Yeah. House of Dynamite.
I do agree that I think it's what I like about the Greta Lee section, right? Is like it's more interesting in a way to see a person have their life interrupted, get a call that's just like it's fucking happening, and then have to deal with the fallout of those words being said. I think the moment with Rebecca Ferguson's husband in the car is like similarly kind of emotionally effective in that way. Rebecca Ferguson's very good in this, but it is funny how much this movie was like sold the whale style on one image of
Mhm.
her standing sideways in like mission control with a
Right.
phone to her head. And you were like, it's going to be a Bigelow movie of fucking Rebecca Ferguson taking names, right? Just knocking them down, like throwing fire. David's doing the look. He's doing the whale.
Now, this is a reference to an episode that I think still hasn't dropped, which is I think the Hail Caesar is where I start that.
That's where we really talk about it.
I'm much more interested in like the fallout of all of Ethan Hunt's good intentions.
Yeah.
And I wanted a scene in this movie where Tracy Letts is like, do we call in the IMF?
A thing that I did write on my Nighthawk order card to show to my husband is Ethan Hunt would fix
Right.
this.
He would.
Can we talk Bigelow tears for a moment?
Sure. Tears of the Kathryn.
Yes.
I just to put it out here, I have not seen Weight of Water or K-19, but
So
I've seen all the
those
other
Water
ones.
weighs about a pound.
Those are the
Okay.
2 worst ones.
Okay, really?
Right?
I thought people kind of liked K-19.
Crazy
No,
people.
that's like a myth that's been pushed by the woke media.
Yeah.
I have my top 10 right here, and I think it's unchanged, but I should put A House of Dynamite on here. So
But
let's do it.
I basically think Near Dark, Blue Steel, Point Break, Strange Days, Hurt Locker, and Zero Dark 30 are all degrees of excellent.
Well, yeah, sure.
What's your favorite?
Point Break is my favorite.
Mine
Blue
is
Steel.
Strange Days.
I put Blue Steel at the top of my list when we did our rankings just
Wild.
because I was
that,
so.
Do you have like a Ron Silver thing?
Yeah.
Do you like it when Ron Silver is not chill? 'Cause he ain't. in that
Strange
movie.
Days I've now seen several more times since
So
we did that series, and I fucking love it.
Yes.
You know what?
my
If
my
we're-
top 5 are Point Break, Strange Days, Hurt Locker, Near Dark, Blue Steel.
Sure. Yeah.
Like
Right.
she does for within the canon of directors we've covered, and especially for how relatively few movies she has a good number of like
But of good movies.
top tier movies.
Yes. Well, and then I have Zero Dark 30, a solid 6th. But the trouble for her is I have the Loveless 7th.
Yeah.
And you want that to be true when you've made 7 movies, not
Yes.
11 movies.
Right.
Because then below that, I have Detroit, K-19. I'm going to put A House of Dynamite right at number 10 above The Weight of Water.
I mean, yeah, even like me defending this movie more, I'm like, my only question is, do I put House of Dynamite above The Loveless?
Right. Sure. Right. That would be the highest you put it.
That's
Sure.
the highest I'd put it.
House of Dynamite, mate.
It is wild just looking at that fucking gap of like 17 to
Well,
25.
and to me, it's also a problem that I'm like, I did not like Detroit. I think Detroit has so many of the same problems of like, just because something happened or could happen does not
Yes.
mean it's a good movie,
Yes.
like, or it's interesting
Mhm.
material, right? Like Detroit just gets so lost in its like struggle for like verisimilitude or what, it's like
and Hurt
you
Locker,
have to understand like all the horrible things. Like, no, I don't.
Hurt Locker and Zero Dark, as you said, find ways to
About that in
build
the
really
book.
good character stories.
Yes.
To make them character studies
Detroit,
within this.
Detroit has characters that's sort of trying to do
But
that,
it's
like the
got, like,
Boyega character.
10 lead characters.
Yes.
That's the
Yeah.
problem with that
I
film.
think
Yeah.
that Zero Dark 30 it works mostly for me as a like Jessica
That's the whole
Chastain
thing.
performance /
Queening out.
vehicle.
She's queening out.
I owe it a rewatch.
It's a very flawed movie in my
yeah,
opinion, but it's got really
I-
good
it's got-
stuff.
I
stuff in
haven't
it
been
that's
hit with the urge to rewatch that one.
just anytime I'm kind of stressed out.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just like Pratt and Fatigues. Give that guy a semi-auto. I want to watch it. I'm joking.
He's such a real American.
He is such a real
when
American.
are people going to stop being mean
and
to
you know
him?
what he's not is weird.
Yes.
And I'm going to do an interview about how I'm not weird.
Yeah.
Whatever kind of weird thing you think I am, I'm not that.
Yeah.
No further questions.
Yeah. He just needs to fight the accusations of being kind of lame. He keeps responding to those as if he's been accused of war crimes.
Right. It's Zachary Levi. It's not that bad yet.
Yeah.
But like how Zachary Levi would keep going on the internet being like, stop saying that I'm weird and
Right.
fucked up.
Right.
See my movie.
But even like
and he'd be
Levi
relax.
had more specific accusations
He
of
did.
like, you're faving weird tweets.
Sure. Right.
And Pratt, it was like the thing that
it's
started
mostly you went to a weird church or whatever.
the thing that
right.
started the Pratt spiral.
You divorced Anna Faris, you fool.
Right, but like someone made the grid of like pick the best, rank the 4 Chris's.
Right.
And like overwhelmingly the internet put him 4th.
Right.
And he felt the need to like sit down with Barbara Walters and be like, why does everyone hate me? And you're like, I don't know. You're 4th
It's like
of
they
4
really
Christians.
just love Pine and Hemsworth and Evans
20
is
million
okay.
a movie. You're doing okay, guy.
Yeah, right. Oh boy, House of Dynamite.
When does this movie go up on Netflix?
The
24th?
24th.
Okay.
Of October?
Do you think it's going to get a Best Picture nomination?
No.
I don't think so. I think it's over.
No.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking at the Best Picture field, and it goes about 7 deep. That I'm like, okay, these all feel plausible, and then I'm kind of like, I don't know, man.
Let's do this with our episode. You have seen way more than the
Yeah.
other 3 of us.
Sure.
What would your 10 be right now on October 15th? What would your prediction
I'll
be?
give you what. Okay, one battle after another.
Feels the most locked.
Hamnet,
Mm-hmm.
Sinners,
Yeah.
Marty Supreme,
Mm-hmm.
Sentimental Value,
Mm-hmm. That
Wick-
feels like a pretty ironclad 5.
Wicked for Good.
Uh-huh.
Now I am like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So here's the sort of buckets of what's next.
Yeah.
You've got like Avatar Fire and Ash on its own island of question mark of like, hey, they always nominated these Avatar movies.
But it's 2.
Does fatigue set in?
Are they going to take it for granted, especially when it's not a grand finale?
Right. You've got the Netflix bucket.
Mhm.
J. Kelly, Frankenstein, House of Dynamite. This sort of like, what do they push? What do people like the most? We can't even tell what does well because there's no box office.
But a true, like, I could see a world in
All
which
got
all
mixed
3 of those get in.
reactions.
I could see a world in which none of them get in. I could see a world in which one of them
I
gets
struggle
in.
to imagine all 3, but
Mhm.
1 seems plausible and 2 seems possible.
But also 0 very possible.
I would right now maybe pick J. Kelly. I'm sort of waiting to see on Frankenstein if that goes
Have you
over
seen
better.
it? No.
It might
haven't-
have that same kind of craft surge and it getting the runner-up at Toronto for
That
Audience
was interesting
Award.
because that's
Yeah.
another thing where the first responses to it were it's dog shit.
Debut at a TIFF.
Yeah.
I'm so saying it's a friendlier audience.
Mhm.
Then you've got your acclaimed foreign film bucket. It was just an accident.
Yeah.
No other
Which
choice.
is fucking excellent, by the way.
Oh, I'm
My
excited to see
favorite
it.
movie of the year that isn't
That's your,
One Battle.
so it's your number 2 of the year.
Correct.
Is another way of putting that.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like One Battle. It's kind of like, well, what the fuck am I?
Sure.
You know. But I love that movie so much.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
So you got it was just an accident, no other choice, and the secret agent sort of hovering down there.
and
The sort of
that's right.
neon, can favorites.
Also, that it's basically now if not a given, there's almost a kind of standard.
often one of
An
those
international
gets in.
director gets in, and it gets one of the best picture
And
10.
it was just an accident. In some ways, is not the easiest movie to sell to
Yeah.
Oscar voter, but in other ways, is so compelling.
It
and
feels
it's
like it's his most approachable. in a
right. Like
while.
maybe this is the moment that, it gets this.
I
So
went to see it with my dad. We saw it at the New York Film Festival. My dad only knows about Panahi from
from the news,
right.
right.
And that here, this guy, he's made 5 films. Like
He made movies essentially under house arrest, right?
Smuggled out of the country. These movies are like an act of protest, and he just immediately goes, "I didn't think it was going to be so funny." And I was like,
Right.
"Yeah, all of his movies are funny.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. His movies are very political, but they're very human. They all have really strong hooks.
But
and
this
they're
one
funny.
especially
It's the
has like a more of a like a straightforward plot that anyone can grab onto versus the last couple, which obviously he made under very intense conditions.
Do you know about this guy, Ben?
I do, yeah.
Yeah. Can I give you like the one sentence?
This is one of the things I know about David.
You know about lots of stuff.
Can I give you the one
What
sentence?
you don't
on
know
this
about is all
movie?
the bullshit we go on about me and
I'm
him.
normal.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, but now you've heard the Dragonheart sequel spiel 2 times.
Fuck.
Try to argue you're normal. Can I give you the one sentence on it was just an accident, which will also maybe function as helping to sell this movie to our audience?
Sure. Throw it out there.
Bunch of guys who were like POWs, basically, right? Were political prisoners and tortured and blindfolded
In Iran.
and have not recovered from the trauma of that. One of these guys comes across in the wild who he thinks was his torturer.
They never saw the guy's face, but he thinks from the guy's gait
The
and
voice, the sound, the
Sure,
gait, the smell,
sure.
all of this. And he like blindfolds him, knocks him out, is going to bury him alive. And the guy makes a
Shit.
fairly compelling argument while he's in the midst of being buried that he's got the wrong guy. So then the rest of the movie is this guy being like, fuck,
driving
I
around
sure?
in his van, going to friends and other
Other people who were captured and
people
being like, can I show you
being
something?
like,
Oh my
do you-
God.
Do you think this is him? I think it's him.
And every person he goes to is like, has different levels of like how ready they are to relitigate their own trauma.
Sure.
But it's just about the absolute uncertainty of like, can you ever know? And if you've got
amazing
the
movie.
wrong guy, then what does that say about you and what have you done?
I mean, it sounds heavy, but you're saying it's also
It's
funny.
both. It's
Wow.
really
it's
tense.
very,
it's
very heavy
really
and
funny.
intense, but it is
But
really
like,
funny.
is that not a great premise for a
It's a great
movie?
It
premise
is,
for a movie.
absolutely.
And
It
I
was.
knew nothing going into it. I truly knew nothing.
I'd seen
I
the
had
trailer,
avoided the
which
can-
gives exactly that much away.
And I was, yeah. Then there's Begonia, which I have seen, and I don't buy it as an Oscar movie, but obviously they do like Yorgos sometimes. You've got like the Springsteen movie. Does
Yeah.
that go over? It's kind of getting like tepidly, okay reactions. You got something like, does the Testament of Anne Lee come on strong? Does Weapons like have
I
a
was gonna
surprise?
say, I put money down on a weapon surge.
Does Bradley Cooper surprise everyone with this thing? Is
this
the
thing
thing
on?
going to be on?
Is this?
How about this? If we're
Does
talking
Netflix
about,
get Train Dreams, which is better than any of the other Netflix
does
movies?
Netflix get K-pop Demon Hunters?
No, I don't think so.
No.
You guys.
They can't.
No, but they'll get it an
Okay.
I
Oscar.
watched
It's going
it
to
for the first
win.
time with you recently. I think it's very good. Marie, can you name all of the animated films to ever get a Best Picture nomination? It's a
First
very
one
short
is
list.
Beauty and the Beast.
Correct.
I am the Beast.
We've got Toy Story 3
Correct.
up.
I
Uh-huh.
am the Potato Head. I am the old man.
I believe we're at the end of the list.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It was really like Beauty and the Beast was a phenomenon. When they went to 10, everyone's response was, oh, this means that Pixar is going to get an auto nomination every year.
For a minute, it did seem that way.
And then Pixar started to lose it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a fourth one,
there is
right?
not.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there have been other ones like, the Spider-Verse movies, like things like that, where they were like,
so good.
this could get in
Could
here.
this be the crossover?
Right. I think for an animated film to get into Best Picture again, it needs to be like a true. It would have to be like Wall-E. It would have to be like,
Sure. Right.
this is a giant theatrical
Artistic
hit,
achievement.
Wall-E would have made it with 10.
and it's getting critics awards.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
the thing about it is the only real version of that since the movies we just discussed
Yeah.
is Spider-Verse, and that probably was just cost by being a Spider-Man.
Right, and they still
movie.
gave it animated.
Would Green Book count just because it's such an animated performance?
I'm not a cartoon, I'm a real guy.
Ben, that is the most sober, realistic way I've ever seen a pizza be eaten on screen. I don't know what you speak of.
How could you call me a cartoon? Wow, remember Green Book?
We gotta open the
Should
book.
we re-release Green Book right now?
Someone was making
Green Book in 40X?
Oh my god, the bum 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 bum.
Every time he's being racist. Every time Linda Cardellini, bum, 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 bum. It's just the heart of the movie. Thank you.
I was
When they
I
throw
was,
away the glass.
I
in the
was
trash
reading
can.
about the 40X for One Battle After Another,
Yeah.
which I really regret not
It
going
only
to.
was playing for like 4 or 5
But
days.
apparently, when like Sean Penn gets his little butt play
Mhm.
happening, like
It
you're,
gives you a little butt.
it gives you a little tickle.
Just
little
a
back
little
jab.
lower back, a little ooh.
That movie's really good.
Yeah, that
One
movie's
battle?
really
One battle after
fucking
another.
good.
Yeah, it's really good.
And I'll say this right now.
Mhm.
That's my best actor right there.
Leo?
I don't think that's getting beat, my friend. I was thinking about him
Did you see
today.
Marty Supreme?
Haven't seen it
You're
yet.
saying personally or
Personally.
who you think is going to
No,
win?
Timothy Chalamet is going to win the Oscar.
I think so too.
Yes,
right?
but no, I think for Timmy's winning for two reasons. One, I hear he's very good in the film.
Yeah.
Two, Adrian Brody took one step on that stage, and everyone was like, "Why didn't we just give
we
this
got
to
this
Timmy?"
wrong.
I mean,
we got this wrong.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just Brody, just like he just goes like this. Like he moves slightly to get out of his seat. And everyone's like, Chalamet was really good.
David,
though.
I'll be a little more generous. I'll give him 5 seconds.
Yeah, he took one breath on
from
stage.
the seat. He gets up from the
Oh
seat.
no, it's when
and
he throws his fucking
Exactly.
gum. That's when he lost
It
it.
is
so
the moment
true.
he turns back around and throws his gum to
Yeah.
Harvey Weinstein's ex-wife, where people went, "Oh fucking no!"
Everyone's like, he actually already even has an Oscar. What are we doing?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter because it seems like this might be the better outcome in a weird sort of a way.
Yeah.
Of like, it's kind of annoying when you get your Oscar for playing a musician.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, I love you and I love Bob Dylan.
Yeah,
This one, it's like you threw your whole Timothy into this one.
How old is he now?
He's 29.
Yeah, he's almost 30.
Yeah.
And he'll
be 30 on December 27th.
Yeah.
and he will win Best Actor presumably with 3 lead nominations under his belt before the age of 30.
It's a good point.
It's pretty
King shit.
undeniable.
He's having a good run.
I love my boy. I'm so excited. Like, is he going to thank Kylie at the Oscars?
Everyone is so hung up on the normal person he dates.
I mean, I'm not against the relationship. I'm actually very. Did you see Gwyneth Paltrow gave some interview recently where she was like talking about how
It was elite Gwyneth, I don't know what's going on at any point
So
in
good.
time shit. Where she said that she asked him, like, do you have like a girlfriend? And he was like, yeah. Like,
yeah, I do.
fucking
And then
famous
he's
one.
like, she's got 2 kids. And I was like, oh, that's so nice for a young man to be interested in a woman with children. And I had no idea it was Kylie Jenner.
It's just like her being like, I'm in Avengers Endgame 2? I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, that one? What?
Yeah. No, I'm withholding my statements.
Oh, withholding your statements
When-
on Kylie Jenner?
Look, going into Oscar
Newman
night,
goes to war with Jenner family.
when it felt like Brody and Chalamet were neck and neck, right? And Chalamet had just given his SAG speech of like, I want to be one of the greats. And
Right.
I like that speech.
I
did
liked it too.
I did too, but it was a bold kind of thing to so admit, like, it's always the risk. Like, do you want to admit how much you care about this shit at these awards
It's
or whatever?
him actively engaging publicly with a duel against the notion of being cringe,
Right.
which I like. That I
Right.
feel like he's like, you
We're
know
trying
what?
too hard, right?
Yeah, it fucking. I want to be good.
Yes,
I
I'm
care
not
about
doing
the
this
work. I'm not
naturally.
I'm not trying
I'm
to get
trying.
that back,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Like this means something to me. He shows up at the Oscars. Kylie's there with him in the front row, and I just immediately thought to myself, he's not winning tonight.
He's in that canary yellow suit.
Where I was just like,
It was more of a
think-
butter.
I think they don't want to give it to a 28-year-old who's dating a Kardashian. And when The Rock showed up at Venice and he was really slimmed down, and you were
Oh
like,
yeah, we got to talk
what
about
is up with this look?
The Rock.
I said he knows there is no universe in which they give him an Oscar if he gets up on stage and he's like bursting out of the suit. There's certain things where, like, regardless of performance, they're thinking about the moment at the podium. And I do think those things factor in. I like that movie quite a bit. I think his performance in that film is extraordinary.
Which film, sorry?
It's Smashing Machine.
I still have to see it.
I really like that movie and that
Yeah.
performance. He's
Should I
on
go
my
see it
ballot.
in Japan?
Yeah,
My friend
that would be
texted me
fun.
last night being like, should I go see it? And I was like, look, most people seem to not like it. It's kind of a bummer. I like it. Check it out. She got there. She was like, solo viewing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah.
I feel
Dude,
bad.
are they going to give him the nod, like, out of appreciation, or is he even not guaranteed to get?
I don't think
in
he's
the
guaranteed
5.
to get in the 5 at all because, like, at this point, the narrative is that it failed. Like,
Yeah.
it's not just that it underwhelmed or whatever. The narrative is like, oh, it didn't work.
Which is what the movie's about.
Totally. That's
Which
why it's
does
good.
make the movie more fascinating.
Well, it would be because Leo,
Mhm.
Chalamet.
Mhm. I think Michael B. Jordan is a lock.
I disagree with you on that.
Why?
I would love to see him get nominated. I'm just not sensing people putting enough credit on that performance as the driving
I'll
force.
put
of
it
the
this way. If the Oscars stun Michael B. Jordan, it's going to be a tornado of shit for them. And I'm pretty sure they will not. I'm pretty sure they
All
will
right.
go
Well,
for
let's
it.
revisit this.
You're gonna snub the most famous black actor of his generation for a playing twins performance in a box office sensation
And-
I
that's
think
gonna
it
get
would
a
and-
Best
and-
Picture
be a fantastic
nomination.
And he was
nomination.
very much like involved with the
I would be
Genesis
very
production.
surprised.
Yeah, no, that
Yes.
that nomination makes sense to me.
Yes.
Who else is in there?
Well, and here's the other reason he's getting in there. It's again, kind of tricky after that.
Well, then maybe there is room for The Rock.
Well, all right,
Wagner Moore,
Yeah, Wagner
Secret
Moore,
Agent.
sure.
Ethan Hawke, Blue Moon.
Great performance.
Which you said that I'm going to love,
Yes,
David.
you are.
Jesse Plemons, Begonia, Jeremy Allen White, Springsteen,
This
George
is what
Clooney, Jake Kelly. This is kind of seen as the top tier.
It's a softish field
It's a
after
soft
that. Three.
And then because Stellan's doing supporting.
He's supporting.
Mescal's doing supporting.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
So-
Yes. Somewhat, I think, strategic. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Is-
So yeah,
Like supporting is also
supporting
kind
actor
of
this year is
weird.
going to be tough.
Yeah, I mean, do they? How much do they love One Battle? Do they want Sean and Benicio?
Like Benicio to
cetera.
me is like MVP of the movie.
Agreed.
He's pretty amazing.
I think he's unbelievable in that film. My guess is that both of them get nominated, but both of them getting nominated and both of those guys already having at least one Oscar
They
splits
split
their
it,
votes.
and then
Yeah.
it goes.
I think
to
the Stellan Lifetime Achievement
yeah.
Award. It's hard to
Sure.
argue with that campaign.
I haven't seen the film yet, but
You haven't seen. You've seen Cinema.
But from what I'm hearing about Hamnet, Paul Mescal will be winning.
You think
really,
he's gonna win?
but I thought
That's
the
what I'm hearing.
narrative is that Jesse Buckley.
Jesse's
it's
win.
her.
That is-
it's her win.
That has already been engraved. I think that is not in question. But I'm basically just hearing like the movie has a major moment where he fucking does like Shakespeare.
But
And
I
it
also-
rocks
I also
and everyone
read
cries. And I'm
on-
like, I don't know, man. I think they might just be like,
I-
Timmy and Mescal, baby. Let's do
I
it.
read on Elon Musk's X whatever.
Oh, the
that-
Everything website.
The Everything website.
A chill just went up my spine.
That there is a line where he is like going to like kill himself, and he goes to be or not to be.
Look, I'm not saying that I think I'm gonna love Hamnet. I will see what I think
you
of
still
it.
haven't seen it. Yeah.
But the thing with me with Sentimental Value, which is the
Mhm.
film I think is very good. Have any of you seen it?
No,
yet?
No, I
I'm really
wish.
excited
It is
for it.
not. I think it will. I think it will do well at the Oscars because
Yeah.
they liked his last movie because Neon seems to be back. Right?
Mhm.
But it is not a movie where it's like, oh my God, Stellan just crushed that monologue. Like it's an odd, aloof, frosty Norwegian movie about a filmmaker. Like it's not like Otto,
But at this point in October, many, many months to go, right? I
Many
think
months to
there are
go.
basically 4 people locked in supporting actor. It's the 2 on Battle guys, it's Mescal, and it's Skarsgård.
Some would argue with you about Benicio, but I would predict him.
I think
certainly.
Benicio's getting in, right?
Right,
2 of those guys have already won.
Yeah.
Paul Mescal's really young, and Stellan Skarsgård's a legend.
He is.
He is. And here's another thing to consider. He's probably about to give us 6 months of no skips banger interviews.
Look,
I
He's
think
about
that's
to-
going to hurt him more.
It's
than
possible
gonna
he will put his
help
foot in
him.
his mouth, but I'm excited. I'm excited. Like, does he show up to interviews in the fat suit from Mamma Mia 2?
That's best case scenario. Does he accept the Oscar in the fat suit?
Does he show up as his character from Pirates of the Caribbean? What's it?
Bootstrap Bill?
Bootstrap Bill Sr. or whatever he
If
is?
we're lucky,
Right. I don't know what he'll do.
any of it's good. All the scenarios you just outlined are good.
I would love to see Delroy Lindo sneak in there.
I think he's so fucking good in
because
that movie.
he's so deserving of a nom at this point.
Mhm.
He's never had one.
Sandler was like,
Sandler is still high on prediction lists.
Yeah.
He's great in the movie. And there's it's the kind of like, isn't it time? We have never nominated him. Like,
yeah.
do they have to make room for him? I don't know.
Mhm.
The Oscars,
Yeah.
they're silly.
What
Yeah.
about the Shark Tank guy? What about Kevin O'Leary? Is that
Everyone
Yeah,
says
I
he's very good
I
in the
think
movie.
he's probably really fun in that movie. I don't think the Oscars will care.
Yeah.
Well, is he Mr. Wonderful? That's his name?
Yes.
Right. He's the bald one.
Yes.
I'm up on
Fuck.
Shark Tank. There's the bald one.
What then?
We're at DEFCON 1.
Oh,
fuck.
fuck.
So this film, I guess, came out October 10th, 2025, which was
Ostensibly.
last weekend.
Yes.
And
Bad
it was
weekend at the box office.
It was an underwhelming weekend at the box office. Now, Griffin, I know you've seen the number 2 movie. Of course, the number 1 movie I have seen, and we love it. And its name is Tron Ares, starring A-lister
Our
Jared Leto.
favorite A-lister. The platinum movie star.
A movie I found just this side of enjoyable because of the Tron business. Didn't find Jared too engaging.
I took my little cousin George to New York Comic Con.
Sure.
And as we're riding the subway over to beautiful Hudson Yards, New York, a real neighborhood.
You know what? That's what it is. This is a real neighborhood, goddammit.
He was asking me
We have a
questions.
hot dog stand and everything.
He was asking me questions about Hudson Yards, and I was like, this has been a thing barely, maybe less time than you've been alive.
I was going to say probably 10-ish years.
They basically broke ground when you were born.
You should just say this was almost a New York Jets stadium, all of this.
Of course, that's what I said to him. But we kept passing Tron Ares ads, and he was like, oh my God, Tron Ares is out. Have you seen it yet? And I was like, no. And he was like, oh, I want to see it. And I went, do you like Tron? And he went, I saw the last one.
It's like,
I thought it was boring. And I went, well, have you seen the original? And he went, yeah, I saw that one too. I thought it was boring. And I was like, here's the whole cultural experience of Tron every time, which is they put a new thing up and you're like, that looks cool. Do I care? And then we kept seeing Tron Ares stuff at like Comic-Con. He was like, oh, those Tron Ares toys are cool.
They're cool.
And I was like, I thought you said you found Tron boring. And he was like, I do.
But it looks good.
It does look good.
No one's denying how it looks.
I like in the trailer when Jared Leto like just dissolves into a bunch of like little Legos, little black
does.
Legos.
Excuse me, Murray, when he derezzes.
And Jodie Turner-Smith does it too.
That's so cool.
Ooh.
Several times.
I just think that's really cool.
What if
I'm gonna see it.
Like some guy at like a Hollywood, fucking test panel, right?
Yeah.
What do you like? Do you like action? I really only like it when Jodie Turner-Smith derezzes. Oh, okay. We'll make a whole movie of that, I guess.
I haven't seen any of the Trons.
They're all great. This is the worst one.
I feel like I'd probably think they were boring.
Yeah, definitely. No question.
Like Ehrlich was like, it's okay. And I was like, that's a pretty high bar.
Right.
Yeah,
For
but
Jared Leto Tron, I thought this was going to be an atomic disaster.
Jared Leto Tron, and it's half in the real world. Like
Right.
all things where I'm like, no.
And they're abandoning most of the original and legacy.
Yeah.
And Bridges is barely in it.
He burping though.
The idea that it's watchable to me is like high praise. I will go see it and probably think it is fine.
The amount of sort of noises that Bridges makes it seem to me like there were takes that were all of those noises, right?
I love Tron, Murray.
Tron Grok.
And
Tron Rock.
I had just like braced myself for this thing is going to blow chunks.
Patreon Tron? Patreon?
I've pitched it before.
Well, now that we've got Ares.
Patreon, yes.
And I've got my steals.
I just got them as well.
Mhm.
Boy, that 82 steel looks good.
Mwah.
That transfer, oh, baby. As Tracy Letts would say, reference quality.
Reference quality. DEFCON 1. Number 2 at the box office, Griff. I actually haven't seen this movie, but I know you did, and I think you liked it.
Marie, have you raised the roof?
No, but I really want to.
Roof! Man!
Now, I've heard, Griff, can you confirm a complaint I've heard, which is everyone's like a little long, a little shaggy, could have tightened it. Apart from that, good.
I would have watched it for 5 hours.
There you go.
It has immaculate hangout vibes.
Right, 'cause
Amazing.
he's hanging out on the roof.
I was genuinely compelled by every single solitary second of that movie. First of all, I can rarely think it's a limited grouping of artists who become less pretentious while also not just becoming lazy and hacky. To see Derek Cianfrance be like, you know what, I want to make something that's fun.
Right.
And do it well and be like, you're like nailing a fucking Linklater movie? It's awesome. Tatum is on fire in it.
How's Dunst?
Dunst is so fucking good.
How's Dinklage?
Dinklage is fun, but Dinklage is like playing the pill.
Don't know.
Dunst in her last scene, the whole performance I thought was good, right? I'm like, Channing Tatum might be like mortal lock on my best actor blankies category.
How?
And I was like, Dunst is like kind of right there on the supporting edge. She's really solid in this, but it's really unshowy work. Her final scene is such a fucking knockout. She is doing things. There are facial expressions she is able to conjure up in a scene where she is not saying much, where I was just like, I don't understand how you can have this level of fine motor control or be able to conjure up feelings this specific and this deep to get this kind of detail work.
How's Melanie Diaz, an actress I adore?
She doesn't have a ton to do in it. It was nice to see her.
Nice to see her. She has not made a movie since 2018, although she was for the last few years on the CW's reboot of Charmed.
Yes.
Which nobody remembers.
Here's my complaint about this movie. It's not a complaint about this movie. It's a complaint about the state of filmmaking right now. Films don't get financed unless you have 10 names in them.
Right.
There are a series of smaller roles in this, like Ben Mendelsohn, where you're like, oh, fuck. Ben Mendelsohn shows up. Now there's going to be some...
not much to do.
Right. And it's clear that everyone's calling in favors. And you're like, Uzo Adoba has like 5 lines in this thing.
Juno Temple's here.
Same.
Lakeith Stanfield.
Lakeith has a significant role.
Okay.
But the Juno Temple role is like, and I love Juno, and she is good in the movie, but it is the exact kind of role that used to be small enough that movies could take a chance and break a new talent on it.
Mhm.
And instead you're like, this is a weirdly small role for the woman from Ted Lasso.
I love Juno. What are you, Paulie Bleeker?
Okay.
I was in the bathroom. I just wanted to make this joke. Patron.
Yeah, we made that joke.
I made that
Fuck.
joke, but you know what? We're going to say it again. Patreon.
Ben,
Patreon.
you're going to love Roofman so much.
I know. I'm excited.
It is so good.
Yeah.
It is so good. I was having a ball of a time. I was grinning from ear to ear. I found it very emotionally effective.
He's grinning.
Yeah. Channing's the best. You know, we do a whole long Channing talk in the Hail Caesar episode.
Right.
And right after we recorded
Because it's a little bit of us being like, it happened, but could it have happened more or whatever?
that
Like,
that
what
was
happened after
kind
this?
of the end
Right.
of a run, and that he's been in a weird place since then. And we recorded that episode, and then like a week later, I was like, fuck, we didn't even mention Roofman.
Right.
By the time this episode comes out, Roofman will have come out, and he will undeniably be back on top.
Right.
And instead, Roofman is one that should have played at fucking Toronto.
It did play Toronto, my friend.
Did it?
Yeah.
That
It did. It got good reviews.
Yeah.
People liked it.
I think they mangled.
I did too, but
1,000 ways.
I can't deny it. It's tough right now for that sort of a movie, the sort of $15-20 million, true story, dramedy. Yeah.
Then
I want to see it.
Here's my new note. If I were them, I would have held it until January. I would have premiered it at Sundance, and I would have
Yes.
released it in February.
I will say this. I certainly, it's Paramount, right?
Paramount Miramax.
Right.
Yeah.
Two companies, well run.
Yeah.
Cool guys behind
Yeah.
them. They kept pitching me on it. Like,
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, sure. Can you show it to me? And they're like, yeah, maybe. And I was just kind of like, guys, if you want to build up buzz,
Yes.
but they were kind of like hiding the ball with it a little bit.
It
And then
felt
was
like
at
they
Toronto,
were just
but I wasn't
really
there,
doing
and
a
it's kinda
Channing movie star push when they really needed to like build up word of mouth. Because it's a very like it just played like gangbusters with my crowd
Aw.
last night, and it's not
That's
doing
great.
well.
It's not doing amazing, although, you know what? It didn't cost a ton of money. It opened to 8. It'll
Yeah.
probably clear, 15, 20.
I'm kind of surprised because I assumed it was like getting a smaller release
I don't know, man.
than for it to be number 2 at the box
This
office.
is
Baby
another
Joey.
thing.
Hi, baby Joey.
We've like lost the ability to do the like 800 screen
Right.
release.
The old classic, like slow expansion,
Where I'm like,
mid expansion. Yeah.
If Roofman were playing on 8,000 screens rather than 2,500, like how many screens did they put it on?
They
It
put it-
opened on 3,300 screens.
Yeah.
I believe if Roofman had opened on 800 screens, it would have made the exact same number with a higher per screen average and would have had a feeling of, oh, Roofman's over delivering. And there have been a couple movies recently that I felt that way about.
What else?
Smashing Machine.
Smashing. That was an interesting case of the initial tracking on it. It was like, I guess this play is working. It's going to open kind of strong. And like,
You made the joke.
it's the Dwayne Johnson thing, right? F Cinema Score incoming, right? Yeah.
And instead, it like opened horribly and got an A- cinema score versus opening to 20 and getting an F.
I think the thing about it was, obviously, it was just hurt by the buzz being kind of tepid, right?
Three
Like you
things
needed the
fucked
buzz. Yeah.
in my opinion,
Mm.
one is the Taylor Swift movie completely sideswiping
That's so
it.
true. She
And I
completely took
use
it
the
out.
term movie really loosely, but that was a weekend that they thought they had all to themselves.
Right.
And even though they're not the same audience, they were just going to get some default movie going.
Well, I also
right?
think One Battle had
That's number
legs,
2.
and it also ate into it.
That's number 2. And also, it just took all the excitement
yeah.
in the sort of like film nerd sphere that
But it
needed
also-
to be rooting for.
But it got middling reviews at the fests and stuff. I mean, Benny won the Silver Lion.
Yeah. It was just a weird journey. I also think we've talked about how usually the A24 hide the ball, sell it as a different genre thing, helps trick people into going to see the movie.
Right.
And instead, people went like, oh, this just looks like The Rock is really transparently doing
Right. It's an
a
Oscar
weep
play.
and Oscar bait
He's
thing.
playing right
The
some
way that
fucking guy.
you described it to me as like Fat
It's
City
very,
is way more
Fat City
interesting.
is the closest
I mean,
analog.
Benny told me that was his
But they
number one
fucked
inspiration.
up by trying to sell it as something more commercial than it was because it didn't convince the commercial audience.
Right.
And film bros were like, oh, this is just sellout shit
Yeah.
from Benny's acting.
Number 3 at the box office.
Mhm.
One battle after another.
Yeah, still doing okay.
You guys, can I
Still
say? I just want to say something.
Please.
I'm really enjoying the Coen Brothers series.
You're sad we didn't get to
Yep.
like land that
Can you
plane right on One
imagine
Battle
The
Island.
week the fucking One Battle came out,
Yeah.
our Reddit was inundated with
Yeah.
fans being like, I hope you're all happy
This
now.
is what it's
We
like
could
the
be getting a
Coen
One
series
Battle
has
episode.
rocked.
It's fucking rules.
Seth Rogen was on it.
Yeah.
You heard of him?
No, I know, but I'm just saying it would have been fun to.
Well, maybe our democracy is broken. That's on you. We didn't fucking pick. We assumed PTA was going to win. I was thrilled that the Coens won.
I think One Battle is doing just fine without us. But of course, it would have been nice to talk about it. But I think the Coens have been fun to do.
I'll say this too. I got a lot of, are you guys really not going to do an emergency episode on this? Our schedule gets filled up too quickly.
We don't do emergency episodes on the 12th movies by auteurs. What?
Right. That's not how the show works.
Get over
People
yourself.
are still caught up in like the first couple of years where we'd sometimes try to glom onto a new release to get a ratings bump.
Right.
I will say, and we've been sort of planning this going forward, next year we have several new releases on the Patreon schedule.
Yeah, we're trying to do that a little bit more.
Things that previously would have been a quote-unquote emergency episode that are tied to things we've covered but aren't straight up. But like, why would we do a One Battle emergency episode?
We got to do a whole PTA series.
One day. Number 4 at the box office is a little movie about a dollhouse. Gabby's Dollhouse. Who's this? Can you guys tell me?
Who Gabby is?
Yeah, everyone was like, and of course, David, as a parent, you must be excited for Gabby's Dollhouse, the movie. And I was like, I don't know what that is.
It was a very big DreamWorks live-action CGI hybrid Netflix show.
So it was a Netflix thing.
Yes. Most of DreamWorks
they put
animation.
that shit in theaters and they didn't put in K-pop Demon Hunters?
Well, because, excuse me, it is a show produced by DreamWorks.
It's a Universal picture.
For Netflix. Netflix doesn't have the rights.
Well, isn't the Sony did the fucking K-pop movie?
Okay, so can I amend some of my Sony fix stuff?
I wanted to bring something else up. Yeah, go ahead.
No, basically Sony develops more movies than any other animation studio. Because most animation studios have an agreement with their parent company that's like, we have one slot held for you a year.
Take a picture of Ben's
two
face
maximum.
Right now.
And Sony Pictures Animation basically develops like 6 or 7 movies per year.
Mm-hmm. The fade to us, we all just leave our chairs and the chairs are spinning and Griff's just still talking about this.
The only thing I've never gotten clarification on is, do they take something like K-pop Demon Hunter and have everyone bid against it and see if someone like Netflix is willing to offer more money than Sony would, or do they only shop it around after big Sony has...
Or you know that meme of like the sports bro talking to his girlfriend and he's got sunglasses on? Yeah. You know what my daughter's obsessed with right now?
What?
Super Kitties. You aware of this?
My condolences.
On Disney Plus?
What
you aware of this one?
What? Is this different from like DC's League of Super Pets?
It's quite
very different.
Very. Do you know about this, Griff? You know about the Super Kitties?
I've seen the thumbnail, sure.
Yeah. Well, you pretty much got the idea there.
I didn't feel the need to look any further into it.
Oh no!
Super Kitties.
How do you get her back on to Spidey?
Well, she still loves Spidey. Let's not forget Spidey. But no, her BFF, her little pal from school. We went over to his house for a play date. And he was like, want to watch some fucking Super Kitties?
I fucked her up.
Yeah.
Gabby's Dollhouse, I think, is a perfect example of like they were truly 18 months late on it.
Yeah.
Like if your daughter was born 18 months earlier, she would have been into it. And the movie's a little too late. And even down to like Gabby is now like 17.
Right. She's like, hey. Number 5 at the box office. It's made $172 million, Griffin. What is it?
Conjuring Last Rites.
Yep.
I was talking to a friend yesterday about the disappointing box office of Roofman, and he said, but hasn't basically every movie flopped this fall? And I was like, no, they're 2 humongous hits.
Yeah.
Conjuring and Demon Slayer are both like fucking shattering the backboard. It's just that more expected things have been underperforming, but there's not a lack of people buying tickets.
But like the only thing that has underperformed to me in a shocking way, well, honestly, is nothing, because even Tron, I'm like, that does happen with Tron. Like, it always underwhelms a little
This is
bit.
on
like,
you for thinking it would do better than this.
Like, I know it was below tracking. I hear you. But at the same time, because people are like, well, Tron Legacy made money. And I'm like, look at Christmas 2010.
Yeah.
It was the only offering, and even then it underwhelmed.
And in our True Grit episode, we talk about...
We do.
Right.
True Grit fills the gap.
And you're waiting another
not
15 years. If I were greenlighting a third Tron film for release in 2025, I would have been like, this thing has to be under $100 million. Then they say to me, good news, we got Jared Leto. And I go, great, it's got to be under $60 million.
You're not Morbius.
Sleeping on a bed of ropes.
Number 6, Conjuring, though. I haven't seen it yet. I will check it out, possibly on HBO Max.
Yeah, you might.
I might not rush to the theater because I hear it's kind of bad, but I do kind of want to fill in.
I'm just really interested in like the like that guy with the weird face bought the doll.
No. What are we
And
talking
he
about
died?
here?
Guy who died.
Who's that fucking comedian?
Oh, Matt Rife bought the Warrens' house.
I thought he bought the doll.
No,
No,
someone else died and like was near the doll,
The house,
and
is,
everyone was like, "Oh!"
the house is basically a museum.
Right.
Matt Rife and his business partner bought this house. Matt Rife is apparently really into the occult. And he's made it very
Interesting.
clear that he doesn't own the doll or any of the artifacts. That what he has bought is the right to be the custodian of the objects for as long as he is in possession of the house. But the
So
house
it
is
the house that
basically
the
a national
Warrens lived in,
landmark.
or is it the
Yes.
house that that was haunted?
It's the house they lived in, which is like a museum of all their spooky objects.
Okay.
Namely, Annabelle, who I love to remind people was in reality a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yes,
Is
I did
not
know
a
that.
creepy, like
Right.
fucking.
It's just a regular ass Raggedy
colonial-
Ann. Now,
Yeah.
don't touchy.
No touchy.
I'm not saying I'm not scared of the Raggedy
Keep
Ann
the
doll.
case closed.
Yes. Number 6 at the box office new this week, of course, is Soul on Fire, Griffin, the William H. Macy true story in which he plays a guy who helped a kid who had burns.
William H. Macy has been showing up in Disney Emoji Blitz when I have to watch ads to get free spins on the
I
wheel.
thought you were going to say that he had an emoji.
I wish.
He should have.
I fucking wish.
As like, isn't he like the guy in The Incredibles?
No,
And,
but he
like,
looks
he
like
looks
him.
like
And
the
they
guy
haven't
in
done
The
that character yet. That's a Wallace Shawn. I'm like, has William H. Macy done any Wild Hogs? If they had Wild Hogs.
Okay, but do you remember when
there's-
William H. Macy played the fucking Green Lantern villain in The Dropout? Look at this.
Yeah, that's good.
Remember that shit?
Hector Hammond.
When they were like, his hairline could be 80% higher on his head.
I really enjoyed that.
that
that
show
show.
is good.
I,
Yeah.
I keep,
I just, anytime they cut to him, I was like, who
Yeah.
chose this?
I keep getting this autoplay ad that is William H. Macy as a surgeon performing open
Okay.
chest surgery on a body
Okay.
and then talking about some fucking cell phone game. What has happened?
you know, the
Didn't
thing,
he go to jail?
no,
No.
his wife got
I'm
in
sure
trouble.
They had
He was
crazy
scot-free.
legal bills.
No, he was free and clear.
But like, I'm sure I get it. He's
But I'm even like, what is the conversation that leads to like, we have a game about like castle demons that like eat berries. How do we promote this? William H. Macy giving a measured performance as a surgeon.
Sounds good. Number 7 is the aforementioned Demon Slayer, the latest of those.
Now, I know the release of that film is kind of equally split across dubs and subs, I believe.
Oh.
But there was an argument that it has now surpassed Crouching Tiger.
Oh, I see.
whoa.
Right.
It's kind of a fuzzy stat because some people are watching the American dub version.
Right.
But you're like, this is maybe ostensibly the highest grossing
Like
international
foreign
film at
language
the
film.
domestic box office ever. I just
Yeah.
think that's underdiscussed.
That's crazy.
Thank you for discussing it.
Thank you.
Did y'all see that trailer? That weird trailer that's like 2 trailers for Chainsaw Man?
No.
Yeah,
No, it's okay.
that's also about to fucking overperform, I think.
Very excited for that movie.
Ben likes Chainsaw.
I
Number
watched
8.
the shit out of that show.
Yeah.
Shout out to Yoshida for recommending.
Demon Slayer to date, the only animated film to make $100 million at the domestic box office. About to obviously
in this year. Right.
be beaten by
So
Zootopia, but
Bad Guys 2 didn't even make it to
Bad
a
Guys
major-
2 fucking
stalled out around what,
80?
80? Yeah.
Damn.
Dogman's the
81.
closest, and it made it to 95.
But yeah, Zootopia 2, that'll right. Man, the
Zootopia 2
the
is going to
snakes or
fucking rock the house.
whatever. Like
His head is a chainsaw. His hands are also
And,
chainsaws.
and his
Number
dog's a chainsaw, right?
8.
What's up?
Doesn't he got a chainsaw dog?
Are you kidding? I don't know about this.
I'm pretty sure.
Ben just bought another ticket? He has 4 now?
He's gonna lie down in the-
He starts pulling up arms.
Pulled
I'm
his
so
own aisle.
glad that I know that you're into Chainsaw Man because I feel like that's a thing that I can buy you in Japan.
Oh my God.
What are you gonna buy
yes.
me?
What do you want, David?
I don't know.
Wait, Maria, I might have to send you a little bit of a Japan list.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, because
I don't do that.
Famously, you love getting various merch and stuff.
I love stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I want in Japan is to like sit in some like fancy onsen and like look out upon like
Yeah.
trees.
This
I
year
don't, you know.
is the 30th anniversary of Toy Story.
Is there like an exclusive?
Oh my God. Wait, David just jumped off a roof?
Takara has made a collection of dolls that are Woody as samurai, Buzz as ninja, Jessie
Wow.
as
That
geisha.
sounds culturally sensitive.
Woody as ninja.
Woody is samurai, please.
No, sorry, Woody as
Number 8 is the
I'll
Smashing
send you the
Machine.
pics. I'm trying to find a way to get these without
number
paying
9
crazy
is-
Whoa,
tariffs.
this looks so fucking cool.
Thank you, Griffin.
This is so
Bigelow,
cool.
Jason.
Look at this. Look
Swear
at
to
this.
God.
Wait,
It rules, right? It's really
Some-
well done. Culturally sensitive.
I just think this is great. Look at that. Look at him. He's got a little helmet.
It's not for me.
David,
It's
See,
not
he's
for
in his
me.
bed and he looks so cute.
it's for
Yeah, he's
me.
cute. Yes, it's for you. That's
Look up
fine.
the Jesse one.
Okay.
Number 9 is The Strangers Chapter 2. Real winning strategy there.
Oh my god. Her
Splitting those.
kimono is cow print.
Yeah, she can come on to my house.
Oh no.
It's a Sparks album
A
title.
Jesse Geisha?
Look at her.
We're saying this about Geisha
It's a
Jesse?
Sparks album title.
Number 9, I
She looks
said,
good.
and number 10 is
You
Good
know what?
Boy.
I also want to say
the
that
dog movie.
she's not a geisha. She's just wearing a kimono.
Okay.
Opening
I
at
apologize.
Opening
Yeah.
at number 12, Kiss of the Spider Woman. That one kind of.
Oh, I want to see that as the only person who, supports all of Jennifer Lopez's creative
I've seen it.
endeavors.
I've seen it.
Kind of mixed things about it.
I think Diego Luna is quite fantastic in it.
There you
And
go.
all the buzz out of the festivals was Tonatiuh, I
Right.
believe is his name, and J-Lo. And I was pretty taken by
You know who's
Diego,
good?
who kind of doesn't miss.
Are you watching Andor yet?
I'm going to get there.
Oh, okay. Why did I remember you saying you wanted to discuss something about Andor? Catherine Hunter? Can't remember. Anyway, Diego Luna. When's he bad?
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I can't say I saw. Wow, he hasn't made a lot of movies recently. I guess he
No.
was busy fucking making Andor.
He directed a couple films too. I feel like he kind of took a step away from acting until Rogue One.
Hmm.
He directed like 3
He's
movies,
directing
right?
something right now called A Mouthful of Ash.
Okay.
Sounds like
A
a
house
bit of a bummer.
full of dynamite. That's what you get
That's what you
when
get.
you
that's what
stay
you
in a
get.
house full of dynamite.
David, can I share something with you specifically that I just started watching and I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing? Gilmore Girls is so good.
Okay.
Ben, what got
Okay.
you on the girls?
It was a show that Nellie was obsessed with. And she was
Right.
like, Ben, you've never watched a single episode? Throw on the
la.
pilot. I'm loving this
Yeah,
thing.
dude.
Are you
Well-
kidding me? It's funny. It's heartfelt. I'm all in.
It's one of the
The
great
parents
shows.
stink.
The parents.
Rich.
I'm gonna say something controversial.
Murray, don't do this.
Do it, Murray.
Lauren Graham, it's her whole I drink so much coffee and I talk really fast.
Yeah, that's literally what happens in Gilmore Girls.
Yeah, and
describing the whole show.
I literally can't. I can't.
Look, man, as someone who was a huge Gilmore Girls fan at the time, right? Like when it was on the WB and then the CW.
Mhm.
This was always the thing. It was always a show that put some people off, kind of put people off. They're talking too fast. I don't like Lauren Graham. You know what I mean? Like it was always that thing where I'd be like, you know what's secretly kind of the best show on TV? Gilmore Girls. They talk too much. And then it became like what it became. It became like a show that everyone agreed on.
so
it was to my total surprise.
does she stop?
No.
She keeps doing
That's
it.
the
Keeps drinking
style
more
of the
coffee.
show.
Yeah.
It's written 90 pages per episode, famously.
Yeah,
I mean, Lauren Graham, talk to her about it. It's so interesting. You can see how it haunts her. I think it was the hardest television show to make, because they had to just shoot for such long, because the scripts were so crazy,
Mhm.
and you can't fuck up those crazy, rat-a-tat
Mhm.
dialogue things. And all of those guys are just now starting to do the sort of yeah, maybe we had a good time on Gilmore Girls, but you can tell that they really suffered
Wow.
while they were making it.
My mom used to say that we were like the Gilmore Girls because she'd be like, I had you young and we're best friends. I'm like, you had me when you were 27,
It's right,
which
you
was
weren't
completely
16.
normal in the 1980s, but whatever.
Hey, shout out. I love it.
The best.
Sam, right? Is this diner Sam?
Luke.
Luke,
Okay.
the coffee shop.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
He's the best. Just
Okay.
keep watching, baby. It's good.
Oh,
It's-
I'm all in.
What season are you on? You're still on season 1?
I just watched
Great.
the pilot.
Well, then you're gonna have a great time. It's only getting better until season 7, which you can avoid that one. But
That's
seasons
the
1 to
Netflix
6.
one.
No, season 7 is when they fired Amy Sherman. It's
Oh,
the Dan
sure.
Harmony, exactly the same as Community season 4, where they're like,
Yeah.
we can still do this without the person who wrote all the episodes, right? And you're like, ooh, this is weird.
And they hired Dan Harmon to take over Gilmore
They
Girls.
swapped him. And it was for the exact same fucking reason.
Yeah.
It was like, this show's too expensive. You take too long. Blah, blah, blah.
I was going to say that's Community is
just a
another one
weird,
where you talk to anyone who worked on it and they're like, we're really proud of that show. I'm still working through it in therapy.
Right, exactly.
Right.
And it's like the product was good,
Right.
but it was really hard to make it.
Yeah.
But then you watch the show without the showrunner and you're like, this is like drinking RC Cola. I'm just like, everyone's here. Connecticut.
Yeah.
Leaves
Connecticut. Yeah, sure.
and yet, why is this off?
Did they promote Connecticut to regular? Did they make the opening credits by season 7? Okay.
Vonda Shepard.
Because they kept kind of fucking Connecticut over in the negotiations. Yeah.
All right, we did.
Yeah, we did it. House of Dynamite. Here at the end of the episode, I have a little bit of business to attend to.
Okay.
If I may.
Yep.
Yes.
So Marie is sitting, we all have separate desks. Marie is sitting at the guest desk.
Which had for so long gone without a head. Of course, you, David, and I have our faces on the front of our desks.
Right.
The likenesses done by our good friend Joe Bowen. And Caroline Franke in the Vamps episode drew a little picture of a vampire and taped it to the front of the desk. And that was the placeholder for a while. Yeah, where's that gone?
I don't know.
I have it stashed away.
Okay. We should still put it somewhere in the desk.
In the Museum of Blank Check that one day will be built. Our Congressional Library.
Yeah.
And Matt Wright buys it. That fucker keeps buying houses.
And so Joe was really kind. He made us another wood character, but this time of Checky.
We got
actually two. There's a little one up there
there's
as
a
well.
Little one. It's a kind of baby Checky. Checky Jr.?
Yeah, Checky Jr.
Might be coming to an ad read soon.
So cute. But I actually
wouldn't have an annoying voice at all.
You'd be, hey, I'm Checky Jr.
That's fun. Okay. What's your business, Ben? I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I have a little surprise.
Ben has a little surprise.
La 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 la. What?
Wait a second.
What?
Oh my God.
What?
Are you serious?
Ben has handed over.
Marie is blushing. Marie's face has turned entirely
we love you.
red.
Wait, I got a head.
Marie got a head.
Oh my God, Joe.
I did
Damon
not know this
got
was
a
happening.
zoo. Marie gets a head.
Look at how I look so sassy.
Let me see.
Look at this. I'm like,
You got your little
classic.
You're giving a little DreamWorks face almost.
I'm giving a little DreamWorks face. I'm like, do you really think that, David?
Who, me?
Oh
Whatever
my God,
you
I'm
say,
so
Marie.
happy.
Yes, you look great.
Oh my God. Okay, wait. So I'll leave it here, and then when
you can activate.
I can
Swap it out.
activate
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So
Oh my
moving forward,
God.
we'll swap it in.
Interchangeable.
But when I wanted to make Checky, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put in the order for Marie's head as well.
Oh my
Very
God,
thoughtful
look at
of you, Ben.
Look at my bun.
Got the bun.
Bunhead
Bun.
over here. Amy Sherman Palladino. Bunheads.
And we got a good amount of Marie episodes coming up
We
because we have
do.
so many new releases. We're gonna have a guest on at least one of them.
I think we're planning on a Ellen McKay special guest.
I think
Ellen McKay.
That's an interesting way to pronounce it.
I don't know how
Was
you
it George Mackay? Is that how you pronounce
That's
it?
what.
The guy
You know
from
what? That's
1917.
literally why I just did that because he spells it that way. Ellen McKay.
Right now, though, there is a planned 3-episode
Look,
run.
you're gonna be on Fire.
Fire and Ash. Is this thing on? And
You're
no
gonna
other choice.
check if this thing is on,
Yeah.
You definitely got to check. If this
and
thing
you're
is on.
gonna be making the no other choice.
We also, the Raimi trailer came
You're
out
gonna
yesterday.
send for it.
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
excited.
It's I think it's gonna be
I
fun.
just like fucking Rachel McAdams in the dirt
She's on a beach.
being haunted.
Well, she's not really being haunted.
Okay, well, I haven't
Haunted?
watched it yet.
No, she's the mousy employee of a really shitty younger boss, played by Dylan O'Brien, star of Twinless, that I haven't seen yet. But here's
I wasn't a fan of that movie, and people got really mad at me about
Yeah.
that. But I like him in it and generally.
but yeah, he's like her shitty millennial boss.
Look,
Right.
2 of these are
And
late
yeah.
December platform releases that we're releasing in 26. But you look ahead to 26. Here's why we don't do emergency episodes anymore.
Mm.
We have a Cooper. We have a Park.
Mhm.
We have a Raimi. We have the first new Star Wars movie
Yep.
in 7 years.
It's back.
And we have a Spielberg and a Nolan.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
God, the
pretty
summer,
fucking
baby.
thrilling. That's just the first 6 months
And
of the
don't
year.
forget M. Night Shyamalan coming later too.
Yep.
Did
should
you
get that
see
on the
that
schedule.
he posted that thing on Instagram of his like book tour date
Yeah.
with Nicholas Sparks, and the line to get the book signed was like doubly around the block.
He's candy, man. Like when
It's-
he's like, what do I do next? Nicholas Sparks?
He's making a Magic 8-Ball TV show. Do you see that?
With M. Night. Or no, Sparks isn't working on this. Just M. Night.
No, just
right?
M. Night.
Yeah, that sounds perfect.
Yeah, sure. Why not? But yeah,
Possibly Gina Prince Bythewood, Children of Bone and Blood.
Yeah,
Blood and Bone?
that might be of Blood and
They
Bone.
have wrapped
I think that's
production.
2027 is the plan, but I don't
Yes.
really know.
And you know
Horizon
what?
2 will
Well,
sit
I was about to say that movie is never coming out.
safely on a shelf.
One day.
I love to repeat. David is confident will come out someday.
One day.
And I am
I'm
confident
not being like brash about it.
It will be purchased at an estate sale.
Can I read this headline from page 6?
Mhm.
Quote, furious over Hollywood Reporter profile, Kevin Costner searches for buried treasure, shops shipwreck show, source.
I forgot to say
you can't
this.
count cause out.
I forgot to say this in our intro. The lovely people at American Cinematheque who had us out there for the friend of the fest to introduce Hudsucker Proxy. We sent them a list of a bunch of movies as an options of things we would think about. We're excited at the idea of screening. And my big push to them was, can you guys get Horizon Part 2?
Yeah.
He's been able to play it at festivals.
Mhm.
It's totally log jammed. We've covered him in the past.
Right.
It might take more infrastructural work, but I think if you could get it, there's also a good chance he could show up and we
Sure.
could do it, like talk with him, right? And they said, we have already thought of that and tried and could not do it before this series. So I just want people to know, I made an attempt to figure out a way to get more blankies to see this movie.
Griffin himself cannot solve this problem.
I
But I
can't.
bet you some giant corporation maybe.
A bunch of Saudis.
Right.
Well, the Saudis said no.
The Saudis said
That's
no.
the most telling
Maybe
part
some
of that.
different Saudis. I don't know.
Yeah.
A source told Page 6 this week of the Yellowstone Star, Kevin Costner is on a deep-sea diving binge to discover sunken treasure. The insider added, quote, he found gold coins and emeralds recently in the Caribbean.
The thing that's great about Kevin Costner is you start a sentence like that and I go like, where's this metaphor going? And you get to the end of it and I go, oh, he literally.
He's finding emeralds. I think Costner just on a beach. He just calls his press room, leak the emeralds.
Well, first of all, you were miming a cell phone, but I think that's a shell he's speaking
It's
into.
communicating via conch.
Hello, Ocean, it's me, Kev.
I'm uniting with Knuckles on a search for the Chaos Emeralds. That'd be good.
Costner has
That'd be good. Speaking of Idris Elba,
Yeah.
that's his defining role.
Yeah. What if he plays Amy? What if he's the voice of Amy the
I'm going to
Hedgehog?
be taking the role of Amy in Sonic 3 or 4. How many of those are there?
I'm voicing Big the Cat, a real American.
Costner has a history of exploring the sea.
Yeah, he does.
He played a Coast Guard.
All right, I'm wrapping
The
this
Guardian.
episode
In The
up.
Guardian,
We're not just reading New York
Waterworld.
Post
He
articles.
fixed the BP oil spill.
Or at least threw out a proposal.
He didn't make it worse. I'll tell you that much.
Probably not.
Yeah, I just want to say that my husband asked me what time I'd probably be home
Mhm.
today, and I was like, I don't know, 3.
Yeah.
And he was like, there's no fucking way.
Oh, God.
And I
All
was
right.
like,
All right.
what time is it?
Thank you
2:52.
all
Okay.
for listening.
We will announce our schedule with upcoming new releases as well as the new miniseries very soon. So
Sure.
look forward to
Next
that.
week, of course, is Inside Llewyn Davis,
Yeah, baby.
which I'm excited to record. We're recording that next week.
I've actually been holding myself off from rewatching it.
Me too.
I'm really excited because there is a chance it's my number one.
Good ass movie.
At times, it has been my
What if you
number
watch
one
it and you're like,
cons. It could happen, but I'm
No,
just
it's
my
so good.
question is just how high is it going to remain with all of these?
Can I
rewatches?
ask, are you going to do the, please, Mr. President, I don't want, please don't podcast me in outer space.
I have an embarrassment of options next week. That's all I'm gonna say.
Outer
Space. Outer space. My new bit I do with Asa Ehrlich, because now he loves Star Wars, is I do my impression of Kylo Ren, but I just say lines from Girls.
that's good.
And I go like, do you like Kylo Ren? And then I go, you're a child, Hannah. You're a child.
Nothing will stand in our way. I miss Kylo Ren.
He's a good guy.
Well,
No, he's got
debatable.
He's got good ideas.
Sure. Create an intergalactic fascist force kind of as a tantrum.
Do everything to win your dead grandpa's love.
Be a school shooter.
He's not a school shooter. He's a school
saber
slasher.
murderer.
And Anakin was worse in that
And
regard.
I thought Kylo did that. I thought that was the Anakin thing with
I'll
the
say-
little baby
I'll say it
Padawans.
on my big prequel. I think I already said it. It just cannot earn him killing children. It is the biggest problem
Yeah.
of the movie.
Yeah.
The moment he starts to kill children off screen, you're just like, nope, I don't buy it. Sorry, even though you convinced me of the grand evil of the dark side.
When I saw the re-release, people applauded that moment.
Well,
and it was
now it's just a
weird.
meme. Now it's
Everything
just like a
is
meme.
weird.
I'm peeing.
Okay, I guess we're done.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all. And as always, a warning to all filmmakers. If you put the word podcast in your movie, you're immediately getting knocked down half a star.
Blank Check with Griffin and David is hosted by